Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of what we call What's Poppin'. What's Poppin', everybody? I'm here. It's been a crazy week, very busy week at work, and now we get some time to kind of just sit here and talk about some pop culture and just hang out. It's been a busy and crazy weekend, full also of a lot of streams and giveaways and whatnot. And I got to meet a lot of new people in the community and start to branch out here a little bit. In fact, unexpectedly today, a big shout out to K&L Collectibles for helping me reach my first milestone, which is 50 subscribers. So I figured I had to get on. Been busy, especially with work, trying to put a plan back together for a return to work. So I hadn't get a chance to start the way I really wanted to for my next episode. And since it was, filled with other people streaming this weekend, and it was a packed schedule, I figured why not just wait till things calm down and just jump in when people, either do a late night show and just jump in at the end when everyone was done. Do some fun, have an unboxing that I decided I'm going to do that's kind of been sitting here for almost a week now. So, and then of course I got, we're just coming, most people here probably just coming off of the Mitch's stream and from Totally Mitch and Collectibles and the box that he sent me. I got to open that up. So we have a couple of guests that hopefully, I know everyone's still just taking their breaks and all from the other streams, but we know we have a couple of people that are coming on. So really what I wanted to do, first of all, was to talk about what is up and coming in the future of this channel. So in reflecting a lot about what I wanted to do here in particular was going to get you a little bit of some of my lessons that I would teach in school, but do like mini lessons for people here to learn a little bit about film history, film theory, and then really look at and dive deep into the behind the scenes and some theories about some of your favorite films, TV shows, and just anything pop culture. And I figured that, just to kind of get everyone situated here and get everyone familiar with certain terms that I'm going to be using, I figured this would be a perfect opportunity, kind of like a little bit of an orientation to the channel. So for the last 10 years, I've been an educator, and now I'm an administrator. And one of the classes that I still teach and will continue to teach is called Film Studies. And what we do in that class is basically the first thing I tell people is I'm going to ruin movies for you in a good way, in that I'm going to get you guys to really understand how to watch a film, how to break something, how to break a storyline down in whether it's an animation, a TV show, whatever that is that you're watching using the medium of film or video, to really get you to think a little bit more and dive a little bit more deeper into just what you're watching. There's a little bit more to it. And one of the first things that I really wanted to talk about is what is known as film form. Now, film form is basically like the formula of how films are put together, and it's broken down into primarily four categories. And that is the cinematography, the editing, the sound, and a French term called the mise en scène, which is a French term for everything in the scene. So everything that you see here in the rectangular frame is put there for a particular reason. And it is both the director and cinematographers, they talk to one another to choose what's selected to be in that frame that is supposed to be important and vital to the story. So if you're an audience member and you're sitting there and you see just something in the background, it's there for a reason. And even if it wasn't there for a reason, it's going to be interpreted by someone in some way. So I really want to start getting you guys familiar with those four categories. Again, that is cinematography, basically the selection of the camera angles, the type of lens that's being used, the framing of the shot. Then you have the editing, how it's cut together, how the movie is pieced and juxtaposes one scene to the next, how it's supposed to flow, how the editing is supposed to be vital. And remember, good editors go almost unnoticed. All right, a good edit is invisible. We call it the invisible edit. And of course, we have our sound or the absence of sound that is vital to a story. You know, if you just watch a movie and you just hit the mute button, all right, it takes a whole element out into that story. So you got to use it in a way. And then people I know that are familiar with some of the channels I've been on, such as the Stream, hosted by two boys and their pops and Dallas House of Pride, has now changed it to Booze and Whiskey, right? So one of the things that they've uh, created and helped was trying to understand horror and even stick to highlights how sound works in horror. They use sound and the absence of sound to really bring out certain jump scares or add to that tension in certain films. And then, of course, again, highlighting that last category, mise en scène, of really selecting what's in your frame. Even here on YouTube, we want to be very, you know, careful as to what's behind us, what we're showing. It's all supposed to add to the element and add to the story as we are watching. So again, this is again for those people tuning in, is consider this kind of an orientation to what is to be expected. And since I am a teacher, like I said, and an administrator, I want to gear this and almost make this like you are my students and I am your teacher. So if you have any questions, I welcome you to, uh, ask them in the chat. Reach out to me if you have any questions about any particular movie or suggestion, or if you want me to clarify any particular points on any of those categories that I mentioned. And as people are coming onto the stream, in the live chat, people are going to be kind of in and out, obviously. So if I don't get to a question yet, we'll go back to it when I get the opportunity and I get the chance. So where do we begin in this whole approach to trying to figure out over 100 years of film history? Well, we have to start with the medium that really had to be created in order for film to exist in the first place, and that is the medium of photography. Now, you can't have pictures in motion or motion pictures, as we call it, without photography. And photography itself established a new form of media to capture a real life image. In fact, the early days of photography took a while. It's not as quick it is today. You can take multiple shots in a fraction of a second. Whereas back then you had to stay still and not move, or you could ruin a certain exposure to a picture. In fact, that is why there is no picture of Abraham Lincoln delivering the actual Gettysburg Address, because it took the photographer longer to set up and change and get the camera ready than it did for Abraham Lincoln to get up there and actually deliver the speech. By the time that he was ready, he had already finished the speech and sat down. And being that speech was so captivating, everyone was just so focused on it, including the photographer. So just a little interesting trivia there. So you can go as far back as to, let's say, definitely the first photo in France that was ever discovered and taken, which was a view from a window in La Grasse in France, and how that eventually evolves into motion pictures and even into what we have here today on YouTube, designing and broadcasting and streaming. Um, One of the other things to I want you guys to do is appreciate how these new technologies that are coming out and where their origins, had started, and the mediums that came before it. Uh, Want to pause here real quick to kind of just say hello to some people that are joining us in the chat and that have been in the chat. Obviously, a big shout out to Matthew Calais. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for showing love. Trying to mainstream, and of course, Christina. Christina, thank you so much for always being so supportive and for being such an excellent moderator and mod in the chat. For those people who are joining here and who are watching, family and friends of mine, former students, colleagues, those of you that are tuning in, you are more than welcome to participate in the chat itself. Let me go to the live chat. I'm still adjusting here to certain, topics and certain functions to get this working. But a few people here just lurking. Let me. What I'm going to do here is try to pop up have my notes, my PowerPoint. Let's see. From the beginning. Oh, where is it? From the beginnings, 1920. Here we go. Just pulling up my notes so I can share my screen and kind of go over some things with you. As people come in, again, some people are just tuning in, just uploading the notes here for you guys to follow along. So almost consider this like a late night online classroom session. Okay, come on, open up. Presentations. Here we go. Film history. The beginnings. I'm gonna share my screen here. Adjusting. Where are we? Bingo. See if I can get this and I don't crash the dang thing. Be too much here. All right, so you guys can see my screen here. And this is actually a very first PowerPoint. So anyone who's tuning in who are alums that have come in, this PowerPoint should look familiar to you. So where do we start in the beginning of all films? We're going to look at film in three different approaches: the art form, the business industry side of it, and also the technology side of it. Because you can't have one without the other. All right. Obviously, someone's artistic creativity comes from your head, and I really want people that are watching also to really become more creative and really think more outside of the box. Hopefully, if you're watching this, will hopefully somewhat in some way inspire you. Everyone has an idea. Everything we ever love, everything pop culture, every hobby, every interest started with someone's crazy idea. So, every pop figure that we talk about, every comic book, every movie, all of that started with someone thinking about it all. And then think about it, communities and whole conventions that are created because of this one crazy idea that either one person or one group of people have had. So artistic value is what we're going to be looking at. But because when someone's art form starts to take off, they obviously want to make a business out of it, or some people want to make money out of it. So there's that business and industry side of things. And making money off of your creative ideas and creative product is going to allow you to increase for better technology to help tell your story. So I hope that while you're looking at this, you understand how the three are connected. So you have the art form, your creative idea, you have your business side of it of making money and making a product that you can just send out, in this case, a mass media form of some sort of communication, whether it be a comic, whether it be a TV show or film. And then as budgets increase because of that, now you have better technology to tell your story or tell much more stories. Now, how did that all begin? How did film begin? Well, what was before movies and before the movie industry really took off? There was vaudeville. All right, you had vaudeville, which was a theatrical genre of a variety entertainment of people that went on stage. Consider it like these little talent shows that would happen. This is how people entertained themselves and entertained each other. You would go to a theater, you'd see a whole different variety acts that people would put on, anything from jugglers to singers to little comedy sketches, slapstick. That's how we get our Three Stooges. He started in vaudeville. Anyone who's a fan of Three Stooges, Larry, Curly, Moe, Shemp, Joe Besser, and Curly Joe, the Six Stooges. It's really Three Stooges, but there was six altogether. And another form of entertainment was the circus. When the circus was in town, that was kind of like this traveling way of just kind of seeing things, that would come into town and would be some sort of form of entertainment for people. You got to understand that at this time, people needed escapism. It's what we all do. The whole community that I've just got involved with and being able to do this came across because of the fact that everyone's with this quarantine and with this pandemic, we all needed to just escape for a little bit. And how do we do that? Well, we turn to things that we like to get our minds off of our problems. We want to push our problems off to the side for a little bit. And so we talk about things that we like. We enter other people's stories to forget about the reality of the real world and step into what we call the REEL, the real world of cinema, such as referring to the reel of film that all of this is on. Jeff, how are you? Thanks for joining. So this vaudeville, act and these talent shows that people had in the beginning is really captured in the beginning of. If you ever watched the film King Kong, the 2005 remake, it actually sets the story. Now, I don't know if I'm allowed. Usually, I would show my class this clip, but I don't know if we're allowed to show it because I don't want to get any, strikes here against me. But if you go to the link on your own time there, but if you look at the beginning of the film King Kong, the 2005 remake, you'll get a little idea of what vaudeville looked like, and you had all types of crazy things in that section. I have one of my guests here real quick. I just want to bring in so I could, who can add to the conversation because I like interaction, is my good friend LBD. LBD introduced me into this community. He and I were friends since we were basically in diapers. I kid you not, literally we were in diapers. My neighbor for many, many years. Life happens. We grew apart, but we were able to reconnect because of our shared interests and because of what I saw LBD doing in the community. So before I continue on, I'd like to have LBD join in. LBD, hope you're ready. Ready or not? Here you are.
Everybody,
How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just kind of settling in back into this section right here. It's not my
Thank you for joining. I was just telling. Hey, sweetheart, how are you?
Good. I'm back in the screen.
Yes, you are. You're always welcome here on the screen.
Why Nacho has green?
I have a green bandana. That's gonna be my thing. Is to have. I figured everyone needs their thing. So since Charlie wears a bandana, I'll have a bandana usually when I can. Plus, it hides the fact that I haven't gotten a haircut yet.
But
So LBD, what I'm doing is I'm just trying to find some unique way of getting people to learn about film history, and get into what this channel is going to be about. So, like I said, this is kind of like an orientation, like when you go to school, and I'm already giving my first lesson on the foundation of film and film appreciation.
what?
So what I'm talking about is vaudeville, and if you heard of the word vaudeville before, have you ever heard of
No,
that?
I haven't heard of that term before. What is it?
So what basically again it was this form of entertainment that existed especially in the 30s here in the United States and in Canada. Basically the best way I try to describe them is picture it like little talent shows. Before there were films, before there was any form of going to the movie theater, and not that this didn't exist even when films come around, it did. It wasn't even popular then, but it started fading out. But vaudeville was a form of stage performances, basically. And you had everything from classically trained musicians that would go up there, lectures, comedians, dancers, trained animals that would come up. I'm trying to, let's see if I can bring up some of that here. Uh,
Well, while you figuring that out, I do have a comment on how you say how a good way to kind of teach people about film and how it became about. You're kind of lucky that you're in Jersey because at one point, this was pretty much the location for film before there was a Hollywood.
yes, that is true. I actually do get into that part. But what LBD is referring to is the fact that before Hollywood, there was Fort Lee, New Jersey, which is about 15, 20 minutes from where I'm at right now. And Fort Lee, New Jersey, and also some of the rooftops of New York City is where basically the film industry got really started. Although we're kind of jumping back and forth here a little bit, but the other thing that if anyone's been in Jersey and has been close to the George Washington Bridge and you look and you see all those cliffs, well, that's kind of where we get our cliffhangers from. That is where we get those early films that came out that were little serials that would, they'd always leave with the protagonist, the main character, in some sort of peril that you had to tune in to the next reel, the next film to see what happened to them. That's where we get the term cliffhangers from, especially since most of these films were literally filmed on the cliffs of the Palisades here in Jersey. So just something a little different, something a little new. Let me go back into this. I'm gonna pull up a picture of
Why?
Jordan when I get a chance. So really to kind of look at how from the top you can even go as far back as inventors and tinkerers that we owe film to. Toy makers, the invention of photography. The 1830s is, persistence of vision, we call it, which we'll get into. Thomas Edison and the electric power and incandescent light bulb. The creation of celluloid, the first commercial plastic that you were able to put film on. We'll look into the history of projection and also the artists and imagineers that really took the idea of movies or this film camera and made something with it.
For
And then,
that.
of course, the desire for money and entertainment. And early film is a result mostly of inventors that were just messing around with photography, and you can even go back as far as toy makers that came up with these designs to create little optical illusions. Now, if you ever watched The Conjuring 2, some of you may have remember this little device here called the zoetrope. Now, toy makers would create these little optical illusions, and what they would do is, like the thaumatrope here, is on one side there'd be a picture of, let's say, a little bird, and the other side an empty cage. But when you spun it, your brain, you didn't realize this, your brain sees an image for a fraction of a second longer than it's actually there. So your brain can't necessarily keep up with the speed. It just blends the two images together, and that is called persistence of vision. Now, what you're seeing here in these toys here is the playing with that optical illusion. The praxinoscope uses little mirrors. The phanketoscope was a device that you would just kind of look. It was like this little slit that you would look down, and it would spin almost like a vinyl record player that you would see. And then finally, the zoetrope, which was probably the most famous of all, giving you the ability to. It was a little cylindrical drum that you would spin and looking through the slits, and it would create the illusion of movement. Now, how do these things look? The thaumatrope, you have one image. Let's say this is an empty vase. A lot of people always laugh at this picture, and then let's say the other one is of a rose. But when played together, it gives the illusion that it's flowers in a vase. The praxinoscope used mirrors. So the image of mirrors, just like the zoetrope, you would spin it, and when you would spin, because of the mirrors, it would look like, for example, it's hard. I don't know if you can tell here, but it's a little girl playing jump rope.
Mm-hmm. We can't tell, but you can tell there's motion happening.
Yeah. So these were just early toy makers that led to, what we're going to talk about a little bit later. The phanketoscope, looking down, give the illusion like these two are dancing. what you're really seeing there is just separate images that your brain can't keep up and is giving the illusion of movement. And then, of course, the one I told you is the most famous is the zoetrope. These links here would be the link to that I would use and also scare the students when I would show the clip from The Conjuring 2 where the crooked man is in. So this is actually a screenshot of that. But invented in 1834 by William Horner, the zoetrope was this cylindrical drum that you would spin, and you'd see little animations, little creation of movement. And this is again another early form of entertainment, early toy design.
Anytime I see that, I just think about freaking Tarzan.
Yes. Now
Wow.
there were a couple of countries that really we owe credit to the foundation of film: France, Germany, England, the United States, and obviously a lot will say the Soviet Union as well. But the Soviet Union really gives us editing. They're the ones that go crazy with the editing, and create the montage and all. So scholars will argue that you have to credit the Soviet Union as well for this. But again, France, Germany, England, and the U.S. were critical in the foundations of early film. Now, can't have film without photography. There are important dates. Not that you expect everyone to remember here, but Niels for Niepce is credited for taking the first ever photo, or at least the earliest first photo that we know in existence. In 1839, one of his, what I call Padwans, right, was Louis Daguerre, who really refined and takes photography into a new direction. Initially, it would take about 15 minutes to really take a photo. Then it got down to 3, and then it got down to a fraction of seconds. Like I said before, there is no picture of the Gettysburg. Well, there's pictures of the Gettysburg Address of the people that were there, but no actual picture of Abraham Lincoln actually delivering the speech itself. This is the earliest known photo to exist. This was taken by Niepce in France. We call this the view from the window at La Grasse in France. Around 1826, this is the earliest surviving photo. There's some links that are in here that will take you. You can look this up. You can see the picture in probably better quality than you see here, but they've actually gone back to this. They think they found this very exact spot where this picture was taken, and I believe this building is still there.
Which would be amazing considering everything kind of France went through.
Exactly. Yeah. But there's I think the window was moved slightly, but there's some videos on YouTube that show them trying to go back to that one spot. But can you imagine that? You look at this LBD, and let me get your thoughts on this. This is like, what do you think? That is the first picture that people say is the first picture ever taken.
It's
Ever.
well, I can imagine for the time when it happened, it was probably blowing people's mind, and they couldn't believe it. Because I can't really tell what's out there. It's hard to kind of really kind of see what it is.
Yes, without context, if you don't say this is from a window, most people wouldn't understand. I mean, you could kind of make out the building itself here,
Mm.
in a way, but you get the sense of scale when you start trying to break things down a little bit. Uh, and some again, like I said, when they recreate that photo, you kind of see some of it.
I kind of see like to me is I see like an open path or something.
Yeah, like it's like almost like a courtyard in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Buildings here, like a tower here and a tower here, and then a horizon line right here in the distance. So this is Etienne Jules Marais, who invented the photographic gun, and it is exactly what it sounds like. He basically took the muzzle of a gun and created a lens out of it, basically. and he was able to create this device where he can take pictures at rapid shots, especially if he was trying to take a picture of, let's say, an animal in flight, so a bird in flight. So eventually, they were able to take multiple pictures in time, rapid. Combining this, we are introduced to now Edward Muybridge. Now, Muybridge is one of the first to show moving pictures. He kind of there's a whole story about Muybridge that I would like to share. Muybridge and his what we call the galloping horse. Um, Basically, Muybridge was another kind of crazy person that liked to toy around with inventions. He creates a zoopraxiscope, very similar to. Well, here's the design here. Now, a lot of people are going to recognize this name, Leland Stanford. Leland Stanford was the eighth governor of California and is who Stanford University is named after. Stanford liked to bet a lot. He liked to bet money on basically anything and everything. And so one day he has this bet with this lawyer on a horse and on whether or not a horse can, while it's galloping in mid-trot, that all four of its hooves come off the floor. Whereas the lawyer said, no, only two hooves stay on the floor. So to settle this bet, they hire Muybridge to take a series of pictures that would trigger off as a horse was riding. Basically, as it ran across, he basically set up a series of cameras to take these pictures. And along this track, he basically got these images. And if you look at these images, you'll see the horse at one point, just off of this picture alone, that all four of its hooves are up in the air.
Yeah.
So Stanford won the bet, long story short. But what Muybridge pretty much realized is, and what people discovered, is that if you, just like those toys, like the zoetrope, if you look at these images, it almost leads to the accidental discovery of the first motion pictures, because these are the horse in motion, created simply by taking these series of still photos. When you watch it and when you see it,
well, if you put those together, it looks like it'll be running probably.
Correct. And we call that, again, persistence of vision. It's the ability of the brain to retain an image for a fraction of a second longer than the eye actually sees it. If you see these frames here, and I hit play, all I did was I took these 8 images and I basically turned them into a GIF, or a GIF, as some people say. And when I play that back, you get the illusion of movement. And that's where I say people's minds are blown there. Because that all it is you're just looking at the same image, just your brain can't keep up. And then here is the actual frames. So as you can tell, as a horse is in mid-trot, as it's galloping, basically, all 4 hooves do come up off the ground.
Yeah.
Because of that, we basically have motion picture photography solved. That is one component to that. While I do that, I'm just here to just kind of, again, just want to say hello to. And let's see.
You see the private chat?
I did, yeah. But we'll just.
No, I get it. I'm just making sure you saw it.
No, at least I get this part out of the way. So this is George Eastman. Eastman created the company, established the company Kodak. That's what people mostly remember, Kodak Studio. And he developed celluloid film. Basically, that celluloid film is what allowed for pictures to be exposed on. And they used to be on the silver like copper plate that they
Yeah.
actually put on. Use a chemical process to put it on these big metal plates. But now they're able to put it on this flexible plastic, also very flammable plastic. But he originally created this still camera and was a good friend with, obviously, everyone knows who this is, Thomas Edison. Edison creates the what we know as the kinetoscope. It's this device that an individual can look at and almost like peep into the story that was created. This is how it looks opened. Although poor quality, Thomas Edison had one of his workers, William Dixon, work under him mostly. And this is what it looked like open. And basically, they would shoot little films, which I think I can show that. I think I'm allowed to show that, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure by this time.
These are in the public domain. So hopefully, let me see if I can.
Yeah, you're getting a little bit of feedback. I don't know where it's coming from. I can hear myself.
Oh, really?
If you have your own.
Yeah, I'm on mute. I have the thing on mute, but some of the early films there that we're seeing on that was everything from like cats boxing to women dancing to men flexing and doing muscle things. So there were a lot of early like weird films that were created.
And those things were used for a while because with the they used to have a lot of those out in Times Square, didn't they? For other purposes.
They did, yes, in New York City. In fact, I believe it was Mayor LaGuardia wasn't necessarily happy with some of these because obviously there was no censorship back there, and a lot of some of the things that they filmed were women in nude, men in nude, and they almost became these little like shops that people would go to, and you pay to go see it, and all of a sudden, you had a lot of,
well, Times Square's cleaned up a lot since then.
Yeah, but it did become, for some people, it became a little bit of a problem. This is what it looks like, but it was an individual experience. You'd be one person watching, as you can tell here on this device, just as one person looking in, and it was limited. It wasn't like you were watching these long tapes. So these kinetoscopes were set up into parlors where people would watch. Again, dancing, juggling, you'll see clowning around, the wonders of the world, or reenactments of certain things. Not real true stories yet. Although Edison, doesn't necessarily look at the kinetoscope as something that should be a shared experience by people. This is the first copyrighted film in the United States. It's called Fred Ott's The Sneeze. I'm pretty sure. Oh, I guess it didn't do it. I would like to show this. Fred Ott's The Sneeze is one of the first films ever made here. Let me
pull it over here.
There we go. And don't blink. I always tell people don't blink because this is it. And again, like I said, here's William Dixon. Did most of the work really for Edison here. Red odds. Don't blink. And that's it. He basically just
sneezed really weirdly.
He did this like stuff of snuff that he created, that he had it, and made him sneeze. There's been a lot of controversy as to if obviously it was staged or not. So it's the first copyrighted film. But really, like I said, working for Thomas Edison, William Dixon is really credited for doing, well, doesn't get as much credit for I think, considering that he did most of the work that Edison gets the credit for. But again, Fred Ott's 1894, first film in America to be copyrighted. Now, Edison, like I said, he didn't see movies as being a thing that like we would go to the theater for. He didn't. That really wasn't his thing.
What's going on,
So,
Quick?
oh, hey, quick draw. Rich, I'm just doing
Say
a
hi.
lesson on orientation to film here for people. You know, as they come to my channel, I wanted to add content, and just give a quick like micro lesson, really, when you really on the introduction to film. But Thomas Edison didn't see really the point of movies being a shared experience. He basically where people had the idea that what if you put people in a room and you projected onto the wall or something. They didn't think of that, and he didn't think of that. You know, other people were thinking maybe you should do something, but he didn't see it. He thought that these little films, these little stories, should only be told basically in this individual experience that people would have. So he had to come up with a system along with Dixon on how these, this film would continuously loop in these kinetoscopes. That's where they invented the sprocket hole. The Black Maria, located in West Orange, New Jersey, is the first movie studio ever created here in the United States. I would like to visit it, hopefully.
It'll be a good trip for your channel for sure.
You're right. This is what it looked like originally, and this is the recreation of it. But basically, it was a movie studio that was built basically on this big rotation, like rotational platform. You can turn it to follow the sun because the more sun you had, the more you could do films all day. And obviously, if you know the early form of photography and film, you needed a lot of sun. That was the best form of light you needed back then. So the camera at this time was very limited. It could only move forward and backward. Roof could open to follow the sun, and it could rotate. Obviously, so they could rotate. They would move it themselves, or they would have this horses and animals to help move them.
I'm assuming Anton is one of your students.
Is he Anton?
Ex-students.
Yes, he's one of my former students. He was actually one of my first students about 10 years ago. It's like fifth period in 2011 all over again. Hey, Anton. Again, this is just kind of an orientation at first. This is not what we're doing every time I'm on this channel. But I wanted to at least so people can come here and see what this channel is about. More than just the one stream I've done. At least this is kind of a little, hey, I could come over here and I can check in on this. So don't worry, this is not going to be a thing that I do every single time. Just highlights on certain things. But I figured I needed to get this orientation a little bit out of the way. But Anton, I appreciate you being here. It's been a long time, buddy. But yes, Anton was one of my very first students going back 10 years ago.
What the hell was I doing in 2011?
Right? So that is the Black Maria. Everyone is like Black Maria. It's pronounced Mariah, believe it or not. That. So those are the contributions. All that happened here in the United States, but as opposed to what Edison was looking at as an individual experience, projection was something that he didn't necessarily see as being useful. And projections has its roots going back as far back as 1600s. The magic lantern created by
says what time is lunch?
Weapon.
What time is lunch?
Anton?
No, Eric.
Oh, Eric, what time is lunch? Lunch is at the bell. So the magic lantern was an early form of the movie projector, the earliest known movie projector, basically. And they used this to help tell shows, especially during the 18th century, where they would go around and project, images and pictures of, let's say, stories such as the divine, the Divine Comedy, the let's say I think it was Dante's Inferno, all this projection of ghouls and goblins and ghosts and reapers. All this was used to kind of entertain people, but also they were used in magic shows. They were used in storytelling. You get the earliest known, basically scary theatrical shows known as Phantasmagoria, where they would project these images. They became useful in certain live entertainment on stage. They would project, the magic lantern would project images that people would draw to make backgrounds to really bring out the stories and things. All right.
Well, I'm pretty sure back then it was easy to fool the public because it was something so new.
Exactly. Yes. I mean, most people, if you go back to the stories of people going to an oracle and people saying that, oh, that they went inside these caves and they saw these images on this, they saw these crazy demonic spirits or heard things. All of that was just kind of, the technology used at the time to get people to, where they would try to trick them and use these illusions and optical illusions for, entertainment or just to fool people to make it seem like they were smart. So this will be on the quizzes. So there will be, you need to study this because it will be on the quizzes when I do my next official show. This will definitely be a pop.
Hey, I know what everybody's gonna be eating soon.
Yes.
Baby Yoda cereal.
Baby Yoda cereal is going to be a thing now?
It's a thing already.
Already.
Yeah.
So, I'm getting here to the good part. So the Vitascope, we had to come up with a way. So if we have early projection and projectors. So the Vitascope was this device here that we see that helps solve the problem of how do you get film to project. You can't have a device that is very hot because it can melt the celluloid. So they had to come up with these little inventions to allow to crank the film to keep it going and have a powerful light source to come out of a lens to project the images onto the screen. And that's where we go to France and we're introduced to the Lumiere brothers. No, not that Lumiere, but Louis and Auguste Lumiere. These brothers created what is known as a cinematograph in 1895, which is really the year that we say movies began, when really true film began. And they were the first to show and movies on a screen. In fact, they did this and scared the hell out of people and really had people kind of like thinking that there were shrunken little people inside of this box or on the wall. One of the first films shown onto this projected onto those happened in this cafe. And if it was a train that they filmed pulling up to.
Yeah, I was about to say that because people freaked out and ran out of the theater.
Yeah, they freaked out and ran out, thinking that the train was going to come right through the wall at them.
Yeah, I remember that. I learned that somewhere. I don't know. I think it was probably in high school. I learned
that. So they, the Lumiere brothers, they tinkered basically they got their hands on one of Edison's kinetoscopes. And that's how they created this device. They kind of took it apart. Like I said, you owe the credit a lot to different inventors. They made their cinematograph, and this is a picture of one. And basically what it was able to do was it shot the pictures, it printed them, and it projected them. It was a 3-in-1. It was hand cranked and very portable, giving the ability to move around stories. It was on December 28th of 1895 where the first opening, basically, of these films happened to a paying public. It was in a basement of this Paris cafe, and that's where the people ran out. Now, these stories are in the public domain, but I really want to show this to you guys and explain what's going on. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to show this.
It just says silly people when they ran out, because they ran out.
Yes. They were, but they thought that that machine was coming to them.
Yeah, imagine you've never seen a movie before, and then all you see is this train coming right at you on a TV screen. Like,
correct. And people would just, obviously, remember, there was no sound back then. Obviously, we're talking before sound. Sound doesn't come out in films till 1927 with a movie called The Jazz Singer, starring Al Jolson. I just got an ad here. I just want to get out of that. I don't want this showing, but the first films, I'm pretty sure, again, like I said, pretty sure that this is allowed since these are in the public domain. I'm pretty sure these are in the public domain.
Public domain's always allowed, pretty much. Yeah. That's like when you go to YouTube and you want public domain sounds, they have it. They have some of those too that you can use.
Nice. Let's see here. Lumiere first films. So without showing, basically, I don't want to show the person's thing here that uploaded it, but these are the first films of the Lumiere brothers. And a lot of it was just called actualities, like early documentary in a way, because they just filmed real life. These are the work. This is their factory that they own. This is the workers leaving the factory, and what you're seeing here is exactly as described. They set up a camera right outside before the end of clocking out, and you see that there's what is the story here? It's really just people capturing everyday life here. Look how many people come out of this place. Every time I ask the students like what sticks out to them, and they always bring up the dog, the people on the bicycles, just the way people are dressed. Some people think that this was staged. They just set up a camera basically and just had people coming in and out. And you'll see from time to time, you'll see people notice the camera and do little things. I always look at this and I think to myself that how crazy it must have been, for these people to see this device for the first time. Like, what the hell is that? And then every one of these people that you see coming out here has a story. And none of these people would realize that years later, that this film itself would be shown to people. People will be looking at it over 100 years into the future. So this is again where there's a dog. Everyone loves a dog and the guy on a bike. Because there is, you try to make some sense out of this. Is there a story?
Now, why are they coming at it two different doors?
Yeah, so it looks like one is it looks like one is kind of a separate entrance in a way.
Yeah.
Like there's a corridor behind it.
Well, like one looks like for the vehicles, and the other one looks like it's for people. Like when you go to like one of our countries and stuff, they always have the huge gate for the cars and stuff. But some people still go in, then walk in and out of there.
Correct.
And then you have the regular gate for people, but sometimes people don't even bother using it.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Here's another group of people arriving. You'll see people with cameras themselves because photography was a medium that was popular, but you see them waving their hats and tipping their hats to the people filming them. The Lumiere brothers who were filming them. This is basically feeding of the baby.
Is this like the first home movie?
One of the earliest, basically the first home movie, if you think about it. I always think to myself, imagine, who were the descendants of these people? That they were the first, really, one of the first to really be captured on film. I'm just again, the Lumiere brothers trying to capture ordinary life.
You can't do that today with COVID.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he means everybody all piled up.
This is Watering of the Garden. This is the first comedy ever. I love this. The kids love this too. The little kid in the hole.
I'm curious, is that them or is that somebody else?
What was that?
I'm wondering if that's them or somebody other people.
I think it's other people, but this is considered the first comedy ever in film. It's in film history. Now this is here where you can sell. It's a little stage. Try to point out to me who's the person that's overacting here. Here, the bet. People betting. Who's here really overacting in this? The first person to ever overact in film.
I'm assuming it's the waiter. Looks like he's way too happy with his job.
Eric, you're more than welcome to join on. I would love to, just to have people jump in and, say live, talk about some of these films.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's the waiter because he's too excited about somebody
Yes,
having a drink.
yes. He's overly excited. Now, here we go. The first, technically, the first horror film. I argue this all the time. Is a train arriving at the station right there. People ran out of the cafe thinking that train was going to come busting through the wall. And people took off. And they were like, oh my God, look at these shrunken people. A lot of people say a lot of scholars will argue that this is technically the first horror film because its intention was to scare people. They left this pretty much at the end of the show as kind of the big finale. So, if you really think about it, one can argue that, yeah, this is this is definitely the first jump scare.
I was about to say, yeah, that's what you probably call that.
Now, LBD, this is the demolition of the wall. This is, I think, the last video, but tell me what you notice happens here, because this happened by mistake, and they discovered something. Keep watching and see, especially those of you in the chat, what do you notice happens here? I wonder where you get a little bit of that.
Oh,
It's interesting, because I don't have anything playing. It's all muted.
maybe you try to reset and come back in.
Hmm.
I don't.
But before I do that, I see what you notice here. Snag and anyone notice anything?
Is it going in reverse?
Yeah. The camera, there was a glitch in it. And so it went in reverse. And when they look back at this, they realized, wow, we can actually we can manipulate time. So now there was this accidental discovery of being able to use film to manipulate time to tell a story.
Eric says they're shoving food in that kid. What's that baby?
So I'll stop there.
Yeah. What I would do is I would check all your tabs, whatever your extra tabs, and then you could probably just come back in on your own stream.
Yeah.
Restart it. Just be safe.
There we go. I should have.
Yeah.
Basically, we'll did it loop for a second? It looked like it looped, Anton, but what happened was it went in reverse. It went in a reverse. So it basically remember the camera in the actual magazine. I think it basically, well, not the magazine. It was in the Cinematograph magazine comes later, but it snagged, and then when they were playing it, it just reversed. And then they realized, wait, we can manipulate time with this. We can do something interesting. So that was, that's that. Let's see. All right. So the Lumiere brothers went around basically showing off the Cinematograph. And because of the reaction that they saw with the train, what they wanted to do was basically make money off of that. So they actually took the Cinematograph and they traveled. They did it basically. They joined the traveling, almost a circus or the fair, and they would They set up a tent, and in the tent they set up the Cinematograph, and they played it. And they waited for the reaction. People wanted to see, and people marveled at what this Cinematograph was, and they would go and they would leave there talking about their experience and the magic of what they were seeing. These little people on screen and this train coming at you that you think is going to run you over. That's where we get George Méliès, which is funny because his last name is very close to my my mother's side of the family's last name, and we have descendants from that area in Europe where Méliès was from. George Méliès. The only difference is the I and E are reversed. Otherwise, it would spell Mieles. So I always like to think that maybe there's some sort of connection with him.
Well, you can try your ancestry, see how that works out for you.
Yeah, because he was very creative and very inventive. But this is George Méliès. If anyone's ever watched the movie Hugo, they use his life, like the story of his life, to incorporate it in that movie. It was actually one of the first movies I showed in my film class. So George Méliès comes from a family of shoemakers. They would make shoes, and they created a lot of the shoe designs and whatnot. But Méliès never really wanted to go into that family business. He didn't necessarily. You don't want to be a shoemaker. He liked things that were different. He liked magic tricks.
When did we
So
start watching Coco? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh. So he's basically started you know, doing magic tricks and became a magician. So he was a French theatrical magician, right? And he went and actually saw the cinematograph while the Lumiere brothers were showing it. He was curious as to what it was. He saw it and he really wanted one of the cinemagraphs. He wanted it. He tried offering money to one of the Lumiere brothers, and the Lumiere brothers basically were like, "Nah, we're not. This isn't going to go anywhere. We're not selling it. We're just using it. It's just a passing fad, basically. This isn't going to go anywhere." So Méliès went on and basically wanted to create his own device, and he comes up with his own. Basically, creates his own camera. He made over 500 films. He's credited with basically being the father or the grandfather, if you want to say, of special effects. He creates the first science fiction film ever created, La Voyage à la Lune, or A Trip to the Moon, as some of you may be familiar with. If you've never seen A Trip to the Moon, I can almost guarantee you've seen some sort of reference to it. Now, the very famous scene in A Trip to the Moon is of the moon itself with a face with the rocket ship in its eye. So if you ever seen that image, it comes from the 1902 film A Trip to the Moon, which will be one of the first films that we talk about in an upcoming video. He also creates technically the first horror film. So I know Eric is watching. And I'm going to show it right now because that one I can show without an issue. It's short enough. Trip to the Moon's about 13 minutes. I don't want to show that now. But Manor of the Devil, or La Manor del Diable, is the first horror film ever created, and I want you to see that.
Well, first horror film ever created purposely, I guess you could say.
Correct. Yes, because others would argue that it was the train arriving at the station. So let me just pull that up. Manor of the Devil. Now, Méliès starred in a lot of films that he made. He basically starred in all of them. He just loved the idea of it. Now, being that he was this magician, he studied under Robert Houdin, who was a very famous magician at the time. And when he did these magic tricks, how he captivated his audiences started to change the moment that he basically discovered the cinematograph and created his camera. He knew that because he had that appreciation of magic, that you can essentially create magic with this new device in a different way and entertain in a different way. And so he creates this camera one day. He's filming on this out in the streets. He's just toying around with his camera. And there's just, as he's filming, it's just the camera's pointed out into the street. And as he's filming, he kind of stops filming and he's cranking it. He's cranking the film. It stops. He goes to fix and adjust something that when it snags. And then the car that was initially being filmed disappears and another one comes. I believe it was a hearse or something like that. And all of a sudden, when he looked back at the film, it looked like one car turned into another car. And then he realized this was a possible magic trick that you can use in telling a story. Some people call it the haunted castle as well. So it's got many different names: Manor of the Devil, the House of the Devil, the Haunted Castle. It's got so many, and there's different versions of it. But Manor of the Devil is usually the main thing it's referred to as. Just pulling it up. And I always try to find the best version I can, but understand that these movies were made in a time where it was the quality of these films that have survived over these many years isn't the greatest for some of them. Although A Trip to the Moon, they found a really good quality version in it. In fact, and it's in color. I'll get to color later.
What's up,
Well,
Kenneth Bird?
how you doing, Kenneth? So I'm going to show you the first horror film ever created, and I think that I know Eric will appreciate this. But this is it. I'm pretty sure I could play the music because again, this is all like early pre-copyright. That's Méliès himself.
Is he wearing heels?
He's wearing like these weird boots that make him look like a devil. And he creates this little like creature with him. But look how elaborate. He basically created his own studio made completely out of glass. And the reason it was made out of glass is to allow sunlight. So he could film as many all day. Very creative.
Probably really expensive
Yeah.
for its time.
He had a lot of people working for him at the time. This is before the First World War, then. The Great War. Hear weird noises in this. Obviously, this music didn't go with it, but you see how they jump back and forth? He took that idea, and if you just stop filming, you can move out of the way, continue filming, and make it look like someone disappeared. Earliest known transformation into a bat. See what he did there? Early witches and witchcraft and all sorcery and crazy, costumes that were used here. It's just, Méliès went all out with some of the details here. If only like it was high definition back then, you would really get a true scale of what things were like. The movie Hugo does a good job at capturing how it was done. You get the cross. You get elements of the vampire film there too.
Yeah.
So, but basically that was Méliès. Usually this is where I come to the conclusion of the first set of notes. But really, to what I'm going to invite people to do that watch this is I get up to a certain point here because Méliès really comes up with the point of view in a way. In addition to creating the first, like I said before, in addition to creating the first horror film, he creates the first science fiction film, A Trip to the Moon, which I encourage everyone to look up the color version of A Trip to the Moon on YouTube. You will not regret it. It's an interesting 13, just over 13 minutes. The reason that it's in color is because Méliès and his wife, actually him and his team, they would hand paint using these really thin needles in ink and basically color each of the frames of film. That's how much they went into this. And it's actually, they've restored a lot of his films with color in them. And this is, we're talking about the early 19, late 1800s, early 1900s. So because Méliès's popularity became so significant, he basically were cranking out films left and right. But all good things come to an end, and the Great War happened. That's World War One. At the time, obviously, it was referred to as the Great War, and essentially, no one really had interest in these films anymore because they're so focused on the war. Plus, there was very limited resources, and they needed as much of these supplies that would make films in the first place, as much of that as possible. And if you can, as you can see here, this is a photograph of his studio, that he created, completely made of glass. This is a screenshot from the movie Hugo, where Martin Scorsese directed this film in appreciation for early movies, and basically they recreated, almost to the exact dimensions, the original studio. Méliès, if you look up George Méliès films, early films, you'll find a lot of crazy movies. He manipulated the camera to make it seem like his head would get big. He could take off his head, spin it. You would be able to do special effects almost like we see with green screen, even way before any of that existed. But because of the Great War, he took a really big hit in people basically not necessarily focusing on that form of entertainment anymore. And one day, because he was basically losing money, and because he thought that everything was over, he essentially took all his props, all his costumes, everything, all his like pictures, threw it all into a ditch that he had that he created, and he set everything on fire. And unfortunately, a lot of these props and a lot of these things kind of, were lost because not they were lost because of the fit of rage that he had of what had happened, and what had being so depressed, and being that he thought that that was it. And then whatever films he had were sold for scraps, basically.
What
And
up, background?
what they actually did was they melted his films down, and they made shoe heels out of them. So almost a bit of or like this sad irony that he did not want to be a shoemaker, and here we are years later, where you were at the top of your game, and now everything seems crashing down, and now you sell your films to make some sort of money to make ends meet, and those films get melted down into these shoe heels. So it's always that sad. But there is, a bright side to this, in that he eventually, to survive, he basically opened up a little toy shop in a train station. And if you watch the movie Hugo, it literally picks up right from this very image, and telling the story of how he basically has that second wave. So this is where I leave him off here in these notes. That's Méliès in his story. Almost looks like the word juguetes, right? Juguetes,
Yeah, it does.
toys. So he would create these figures, and that's basically where he stood, almost, as some people would say, kind of just fading away. But fortunately, somebody discovered him, and when they discovered him, uh, they discovered a lot of his films that had either been found in attics and private collections, in warehouses, and um, he had a second, basically, uh, you know, upcoming. What's the word I'm looking for? He basically had a second resurgence. Basically, he came back, and he ends up actually getting honored and created more films up until then, when he passed away. So that's where I'll leave off. What I'm going to ask everyone to do is, for our next chat, we're going to continue discussing. We have a couple of games coming up, but for those of you who are watching or watching later, you have homework. Rewatch The Devil's Mansion, look up some of the Lumiere films, and look at the link here, or just go to YouTube and find the color version of the 1902 film Trip to the Moon, Le Voyage à la Lune. This is the famous image here that you see of the film A Trip to the Moon with the moon with a rocket in its eye. It's very, very interesting story. First science fiction film, um, as opposed to, let's say, the first horror vampire film in a way there. But it wasn't necessarily called a vampire here or any of that. Watch the movie Hugo, directed by Martin Scorsese. It's a 2011 film. You will be quizzed on it the next time that I go on live. It'll be one of the quizzes to look up all these movies. So make sure you write those down, take these notes, and we'll discuss in the future. Now that's kind of your little orientation. Not that every, like, again, for those of you tuning in, not that this is what's going to happen every stream. I just wanted to have something there in place explaining what the at least the foundation of films, kind of your orientation into the bigger things that we're going to be talking about. And don't forget those four things that make up the formula of film: cinematography, editing, sound, and mise en scène, everything in the screen, and know what each of those do. So LBD, what is your? Did you learn anything new today?
I learned a lot of new things, but honestly, I don't. When I was in school, they kind of gave us a breakdown in this course because when I went to high tech, which is the last high school I ended up at, they didn't have enough space in the audio engineering class, so I actually ended up in the film class
Oh, nice.
as a second, and then so I ended up in film and automotive class, and that's how I learned. That's how I knew. I think now that I remember, I learned about the whole train situation, but I don't think he ever went that deep into it where you just went. To be honest, that
Yeah, I
far.
try to go into deep, because I know people will end up looking back at this and trying to make sense. But I just really wanted to get people,
Uh,
and then also see how, as Eric is saying, the acting itself. Obviously, you got to remember, guys, that silent films, because there was no sound, you had to overact to get certain points and emotion across, and you're going to see how that eventually becomes a problem for actors when sound comes out in 1927 and they try to figure out how the hell are they going to make that adjustment, how are they going to make that switch over to.
Well, and you see it if you look at older films, you can kind of tell like how acting has also kind of progressed over the years.
Mhm.
You can really tell the difference. Like there were still some people really pushing it, like really emphasizing a lot of things even later on.
And there were a lot of people that couldn't make that switch over to it. You had a lot of people that were great silent movie actors that just didn't sound great, or writers that dialogue didn't necessarily matter besides the intertitles in silent films. So all of that factors into certain problems that will come about later. Just curious who we still have here. But if anyone wants to join, feel free to come on for a discussion. Now we're just going to get into some general, just general discussion. Is begging for Quiplash. Want to do a game? Yes, we can do a game. Eric, can you come on so you can give me I don't have Quiplash on this. I only have it on my PlayStation. So that way we can at least get something going. But Eric, you should have the StreamYard. That way we can go into that next, and then I have a quick little quizzes if there's time for that as well. So LBD, I'm thinking that maybe this week we'll do a day out of it if you want. I wanted to go to a Barnes and Noble because the Barnes and Nobles are open, and then try to see if that store that I was referring to is opening. I'm
What
here
do you need to go to a Barnes and Nobles for?
into it, Anton. Barnes and Noble has a lot of pop figures too. So if you want to go,
I know. I trust me. I know.
oh, okay. Wait, I didn't hear your question.
No, like, is there something specific you're looking for at
No,
Barnes and
I
Noble?
just want to go and see. We'll do it live and see if anyone needs anything.
I have a question. Do you get the teacher's discount at Barnes and Noble because they include pops in that too? There you go.
I get a super discount.
You know,
Yeah,
that's
I
pretty
have
funny.
both the teacher and also the membership discount. So they usually what they do is they go for whichever one's the best one, and that's what applies. Because sometimes there's certain items that it's like, okay, if you buy this, you use this and then make a separate transaction to get a better price using your membership as opposed to teacher. So
Well,
usually the teacher one is the most helpful. I will say it is quite a significant discount. And any educators watching here, I highly encourage you to you got to take your ID card, obviously your staff card. And
especially here at Barnes and Nobles, and you like because they have everything there. They don't just have pops; they have a lot of different stuff. Like you can. I was surprised at the amount of things they have for like a collector specifically.
yeah, and even when you have like, what I always love getting is, the section in Barnes and Noble by the checkout, the bargain section. So you have the bargain prices, but on top of that, you have the extra discount. So you get these things next to nothing. That's
Yeah,
how I got a lot of my film books. Is that film books can be very very expensive.
yeah.
But that plus an educator looking for publishers that these publishers, you tell them, look, I'm looking for a textbook, and sometimes they send you complimentary. Uh, they give you complimentary books.
I'm here until my computer is
Depends
done.
on what I wanted to say a
I'm
little
just
bit.
scrolling.
I think it's time for while we wait. Hopefully, I'm hoping Eric, if you're listening, I have no problem with the quiplash. But come on, I said join us, and then we can do that. You'd have to host it for me if you can. Um,
Was Anton your doodler in class? Because it looks like he's
he
doodling.
was pretty good. He was pretty active in that class. He was one of my good students. He knew about things going on. The fact that you're here, Anton, really made my night here. I appreciate you being on. Hopefully, it wasn't too boring. It's always in the beginning you try to get, but
Well,
as it starts to pick up, it gets even better. But he's been through this lesson over 10 years ago, and here he is 10 years later, hearing it again. Honestly, since I become an administrator, it's hard to be. I'm not going to be able to teach as many sections as I did, so I'm going to miss that part of teaching this class. So I figured, why not?
bring it up.
Why not introduce it on here, and I could do it to the public.
Well,
Yeah, it has been a while, Anton. We need to, hopefully when everything settles down and the craziness of what's going on, we have to catch up.
by the way, do you have this guy? He just came in a couple days ago.
Did he? Who? No, I don't have him.
Yeah.
I have. I think at some point tomorrow or the week after, I'm getting the Beerises are coming in.
Yeah, it's good. Maybe it's a good thing you got two because honestly, Funimation's this is Funimation shipping. This is your pop without a protector. There you go. It's in a box. They tape it and that's it. That's literally what they do. It's insane. Oh, they sometimes throw the receipt in there. That's as much as you get.
This cam, my other camera's starting to die, but let's see. Is there decent lighting here? Let me see.
Yeah, you're fine.
Because what I want to do is I want to open this.
Does that have a box?
Eric, I sent the link on Instagram.
Oh, by the way, I would download Whatnot. They have some like you can track some of the pops you're looking for in there.
Oh, nice.
And if it pops up for sale, it'll give you a notification. Like right now, one of the pops I want is up there, but I can't buy it right now. I gotta wait until I get my moolah.
The moolah. Gotta get the moolah. Well, no, I gotta get you that. We gotta finish that transaction with the.
Yeah, but even then, that money is basically going to Mitch.
Mitch, if you're watching.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to tell? I would love to open Mitch's box, or I'll just wait for it. I will rain down the fire of wrath and blast. Now I know.
Well,
Hey, Ross, how are you? Thanks for joining. I'm waiting. I sent the link out. Well, let me see if I get you guys. I'm gonna send you.
well, I can if you want me, I can send it.
Yeah,
out.
could you send that out? And then I'll wait to open this when I get, I want Eric.
He's probably gonna take a minute, so he probably won't. I don't even know if he'll be able to come on live streams till
If you're
tomorrow.
Anton, you're more than welcome to join too if you want. I just send you a link on Instagram, and I love your art. His artwork that he's been posting on his Instagram account that he's created, where he's put his artwork, has been really cool, really creative. If you're ever interested in joining and jumping on here on a show or just catching up, it's fine. I just tell people, we try not to mention exactly where I work or anything that, we try to respect at least that confidentiality. And also we keep it clean here because it is public. And Eric, just give me the thumbs up with that you're at least coming on, so I know. So I'm waiting on you here.
Nobody's over there getting pretty.
What was that?
Nobody's getting pretty.
Oh, he's probably getting pretty. Actually, while he's doing that, I need to switch the other camera. Thankfully, I have different.
How many cameras do you have up?
There are 3 cameras up right now.
Jesus.
If you want the behind the scenes, let's see. There's 1.
That's the big boy. That's the one that's dying.
Yeah, that one's a. There's another one, 2, and then the third one is exactly
the one you're using.
It's the one that I'm using right now. But there he is. Oh well, it's Ross. Let's bring Ross in.
Hey Ross, that sounded like you were disappointed.
No. I didn't mean it like that. I thought it was.
You thought it was Eric, and then you're like, oh, it's just Ross.
It's Ross.
Wow.
It's just a sprinkler.
I thought because he wants to play the game, and you want to play the game, and I don't mind. But I don't have it. That's the thing. I don't have it on.
And just to be clear, I know where you work.
Okay, yeah, it's all over my Instagram.
I'll never say no. I will never say it does not involve a pole or small underwear.
Yeah.
What?
Nope. Does not involve that at all.
Here we go.
Oh, he's oh, sight and sound.
Oh, it's too far to reach.
Love this thing.
Where is Eric?
I used to have 2 of these before.
I think Eric is trying to get the game set up before he joins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
While I'm doing that, I gotta switch the battery of this camera. So bear with me.
I noticed that you have that circular light ring thing.
I do.
Do you like that? Does it produce a glare on the surface of what is in front of it? It has to. Right? They all do.
It depends what I have on. Like what I noticed is when we played that game on the stream, where we had to draw, and I used the iPad, you definitely can notice the glare. But you probably get the glare on some things like certain pops, but none that I care about.
Yeah.
Usually the main angle is this angle, so you don't really get it. It's a main key light.
Well, you can just switch back and forth.
Yeah, I have a setup here that I have basically because we've been teaching from home. I see. Here's Eric. Get him in. Hey, Eric.
Hey, so, now don't say anything, but I heard Ross is wanting to play Quiplash, so I'm hiding. Oh wait, hey Ross.
Don't tell him.
I don't know who you're talking about. I'm not Ross. My name is Carl. Everybody, I'm Carl. I'm new to.
Hey Ross, have you ever seen these before?
I don't know.
I'm about to show you.
I don't think I have.
Yeah, I got a friend.
What I want to do is I like to do the first unboxing while you're getting things set up.
Oh yeah. Oh, and I could
Is it the pink Power Ranger?
No.
He wishes.
there wouldn't be anything wrong with that.
Is it the leg lamp from A Christmas Story?
Fragile. It's French.
Isn't that Italian?
You're scaring me with that knife.
I think I'm still.
Cut away from yourself.
I know.
Just don't hit the mic either.
Look at that. What?
Is that like a? What kind of knife is that? Is that like a?
Kitchen knife.
It's a titanium.
That's one that's gonna put him in the
A
emergency
steak
room.
No, it looks
Yeah.
like a steak knife.
Get to see here. Is Dallas sleeping? Because he'd appreciate this.
Well,
This is
I don't know if you noticed, Dallas changed his name again.
Yeah,
Now he's called Booze and Whiskey or something. I don't know.
Here we go. So this is an order I did from Funko. It's been kind of sitting here.
He should just call himself a man of 1,000 names at this point. Nice.
Oh,
Jumbo.
Jambalaya.
So he is giving the finger, right?
Is he? He's telling. This is the scene where he's telling the little girl to come over, but it
Yeah, it
doesn't.
looks like he's giving the finger.
It does look like that.
That's a Matthew.
It's a Matthew pop. Matthew.
It's a Matthew Colley box.
To all my haters out there. No, but this is when he's telling the little girl to come out of the burger joint, and basically he's ready to bash her brains in before her mother calls her with that mallet that he has behind him.
I send you the picture, Ross, so you can see it closer.
Number 2. Spiky. So it's Jumbo and now Spiky.
I'm sorry, but what is the name of your YouTube account? Is it Thinkin' Pops?
No, it's What's Poppin' or Talking Pop. It was Talking Pop was the original title of the first episode, but it's actually What's Poppin'.
Okay. I can't read that.
There's Spiky.
Which is why I could not link your channel earlier when I kept typing in Wubosaurus Rex. Robosaurus Rex.
No, that is the name of the channel.
Did you put the underscore?
Yeah, I'll send
Underscore.
And then last but not least.
Oh, you got all of them.
40.
Is that
But you know what's funny is that the creators were like, they don't know why they got his actual name is Tiny. His name is Tiny, not Shorty. But it just became common.
There you go, Ross. I send you the link in your DM.
okay?
And then
Oh.
Yikes. No. I'm out of here. See you later.
no, he's gone away. Did he really
Come on,
leave?
Ross. You're Batman. You're supposed to be afraid of bats, not clowns.
I did. Wait, are you actually scared of clowns?
No, I don't.
Oh, this is creepy. No, because I know some people that are horrified of it.
Yeah,
No.
bats. Now bring in some bats, and then you see Ross really run.
No, I love bats.
I could bring in that I'm Batman.
Batman's supposed to be afraid of bats.
Is he? I don't think he is. He's inspired by bats.
No, remember he fell down the well.
Fell down the well and had a traumatic experience, but
I mean, I guess it depends on certain storylines, but I don't know.
Yeah, for the most part, I've seen him be afraid of bats, and then later on have to conquer that fear.
Correct.
Now
So
he's afraid of cats.
nobody should be afraid of cats.
I have a Well, Eric, are you ready with the Quiplash? If not, I have a quick quiz.
Don't you? Oh yeah. No.
You can start. Well, I mean, the quiz. If you want to do that, I can pull up.
Yeah, because I'd rather end with the other one.
Because I got to pull up. I did have the Quiplash up, but then I had to go off. See, the problem is with my link. Like when LBD sends me the link to Instagram, I have to copy and paste it, then go into my Yahoo, and then send me an email from my email, and then enter from there. Always so complicated. Let's see.
Sorry, if this is all my fault. It's just because I love Quiplash so much.
That's
No,
fine.
I mean I get it. It's just it just hasn't like that one time you messaged me. I was down there at my mom's, so I wasn't able to do anything.
Oh,
Hey, Anton, do you remember me? I'm the one you're referring to? He must remember me. I was always around.
Yeah.
Charlie.
Hey, Eric, look at these.
All right, hold on.
Awesome.
I am going to check out the Batman thing later.
Oh yeah,
Right now.
Spider-Man. Is
Yes,
that
still have him?
the Vulture?
Yeah, it's the Vulture. I got a couple of these. One of my friends is gonna send some of these out to me to get rid of.
Oh, nice.
So what I'll do right now is because this is
Hobgoblin.
another reason why I wanted this is to have people when they watch it to kind of learn certain things. Yeah, he remembers Charlie. So for those people who are watching this later and not live, what we use and a kind of a fun way to do little quizzes online is an app called Quizzes with a Z. It's Quizzezz. So if you can either go to quizzes.com or you can download the app itself for the opportunity to play in a game that we're going to test out right now. So Anton, if you have your phone, I'm going to post a link that I'm going to share right now so that you can answer these questions. Basically, if anyone who's a fan of Trivia Crack, it's kind of how I if you know Kahoot, which was kind of a review game, it was really used throughout the community. It's still used by a lot of people, but when I came on board, I kind of suggested to people that quizzes was better. It's what I use in class for reviews. The kids get a kick out of it. They can use their phone to play the games to review, and you get rewards to either for redemption or for extra points or to save a streak that you might do. But basically, we'll ask you multiple choice or true and false questions or fill in the blank questions, and you'll as long as you get them right, you get these extra points.
Hey,
See who gets first, second, third place, and usually you win a prize. But this one is just for fun. This one is just kind of our way of introducing the app itself to people. So I am going to open that up now. I have a simple movie quiz that I want people to take.
by the way, Anton, I was never a fan of Charlie either, and I was his neighbor. So there you
Yeah,
go.
he lived next to Charlie.
Yeah, and he always kept him in a weird rocking chair.
He's got his little rocking chair is over there. There's I have a camera slate on it right now, but okay, where did that go now? Hang tight.
The sky is black. It looks like Ross is in the middle of a forest fire or something.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Ross might have to run out of his house and grab his favorite.
Campfire. Ross says it's a campfire.
No, he said the sky is black, which means it's more than a campfire.
Oh no.
Grab your favorite pop and run.
Did any of you guys buy the mystery box?
Nah, it's too much for me right now, dude. I probably would have bought one. Like I said, I'm still waiting on the payment from the house sale. Once that's done, you're gonna see me spending dumb amount of money. Just,
Did
I might.
you guys buy the mystery box?
Yeah, I got one.
probably would have bought one. Like I said, I'm still waiting on the house sale.
You got one of the ones from Mitchie?
I hear feedback, but guys buy the mystery box. Yeah,
Who's burning down the house in your neighborhood, Ross?
No, I just went outside and it smelled like a campfire. The smell was amazing. But then I looked up and there was huge billowing black clouds flowing over the top of the sky.
I mean, That means somebody's house is on fire.
No, it's like a field fire. There's lots of fields of wheat. So
That's no bueno. Okay, since you have a fire coming towards your house, what would be the pop you would take with you?
the Emerald Chrome Batman.
Okay.
No problem. Yeah, what would be the one that you take with you in the event of an emergency like that?
Emerald Chrome Batman.
Yeah.
All right, I think you guys will like this one.
Which is actually funny that you put me on the spot, and that was the one I picked because my favorite pop is the Batman Beyond Black Chrome, but the most valuable one is the Emerald Chrome.
Yeah, here's the thing. You can get that one still.
Yeah.
So, although it's starting to go up a little bit because people are trying to overcharge, since people will try to buy it out when the sale happened.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to play a quick little blockbuster game, a blockbuster film. So, what I'm going to ask everyone to do, if you have a phone, for those of you seeing this for the first time, obviously you won't be able to play it if you're looking back at this, but those people who are in right now, if this is new to you, you go on your phone and you go to joinmyquiz.com and you type in that number 294976. We're going to be taking a 15, I believe it was pretty sure, I thought it was 15 questions on blockbuster films.
Is this the same as Quiz is? Same link?
It's the same thing. Yeah, it is quizzes. It's just the link itself. That's how it appears. It's Join My Quiz. But it is the quizzes. You could also download the app if you want. And then you play a game along.
You know, at a certain point, you might have to get a sponsorship from these people as much as you talk about.
Right? These people are lucky. How many people have I gotten into this in the community? If you guys want, you can jump in on this too, just for the fun of it. That way, Anton's not by himself.
Can you put the link into the chat? Or not?
Yes. Let me do that right now.
Rookie.
All right, let's see. I'm trying.
Well, yeah, Russell. When you get a
Hey,
chance,
Victor, how are you?
294976. Says I'm able to retrieve the game.
Well, just go through YouTube. You posted the link.
Was that you, LBD, that just said, look at that thing?
Hey, Victor.
What, the Batman thing? Yeah, no. When you get a chance to look at that, and let me know because
Victor Hugo.
if you have any interest in it, because I'll show it to other people afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know how far deep you go into the whole Batman thing.
It
I
depends.
think I know why. I gotta do. I turn on my Wi-Fi.
There's been a couple figures that I've got, but like I've mentioned before, there's so many really cool Batman figures, and I'm just not gonna get all of them.
That's the old school one, though.
Yeah, I know. So I'll look at it. I want to see it up close.
So we'll give it another 2 minutes, and we'll start at 11:15 Eastern Standard Time on this game. So when you play it, for those who are playing this for the first time, it'll ask you a series of questions. They're multiple choice. You select, and if you get the answer right, a certain amount of answers right will allow you to win a reward for either double jeopardy, doubling down, or losing, double your points. 2 times the points, streak savers, all sorts of little, things that you can, rewards that you can get.
You get little power-up stuff, but don't use any of them unless it's the double jeopardy or double your points.
That's right.
Unless you really don't know the answer and you need to use the 50-50 one.
Yeah, I only ever used the double jeopardy on that. There's also that 50, like that boost.
Oh yeah, for 10 seconds or whatever.
Yeah, everyone gets like some weird. Yeah.
But then after this game, potentially Eric's going to host a game that's completely different than this and way more fun.
Yeah.
it depends. That one depends on how what questions you get.
Only if we can make fun of Ross.
Yeah, and the sprinkler.
Although the one thing I will ask with Quiplash is, guys, keep in mind, please try to keep it as clean as possible. I know that's hard for that game.
No, that's good. That's good that you lay down that parameter, because that eliminates a lot of bad things that people say about me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean it's better to say it in the beginning. That way you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Because I can be just as funny without swearing or being vulgar. Some people can't.
Yeah, some can't.
Yeah, I can be funny while using.
I mean, you could take a picture of Ross holding a sprinkler and it would be funny.
All right, it is. I have 11:15 here, and we are ready to start this game. Again, if you're just joining, you can still join in a little late. The number, you go to joinmyquizzes.com or the app and type in the number 294976, which is the code for this.
If somebody has a picture of me moving my sprinkler, we have a problem.
Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, quiz. Good luck, all. Let's see who my first winner is.
First question right. Boom.
Mr. Johnson in first, Anton in second.
Oh,
Third, LBD. Oh, LBD just jumped to first. Victor in, like, everyone's tied for second mostly. And the man here.
Power up. Okay, this is the power up thing you're talking about. What's my power up? Eliminate one incorrect option. No, I'm not going to use that.
These are all blockbuster
Of
films.
course not.
Let's see how many of you know. You do get shot at redemption if you do. You will give them an opportunity to answer a question that you got wrong. So there's that.
So far, I got one wrong, and I knew it, and I butched it.
If you knew it, you shouldn't have got it wrong.
And we still have mostly ties in second and Victor in third. What? Let's see how those dynamics are going to change.
Really?
Yep, there we go. Yep, the man is here, has now jumped up. Scoops has joined in.
That's Christina, I believe.
How you doing, Christina? Let's see how many people. So I guess what I'm going to do is my first. I should announce that at the end of August we'll be doing, which is not too far. We can do the first, wheel that I'm going to be creating, and so whoever wins, I'm actually going to take the top 3 for your chance to win a. Where is it? Had to reach for it. I ordered a couple extra of these, but you will have a chance to win a shared sticker, obviously, flocked Vulpix.
Sweet.
Be one of the first things that you can win off of. My first biggie, when I get to, when I get to 100, I have a shared sticker Iron Bob that will be available. So. Yeah, well, Victor's now jumped up to first. The man's here in second.
Oh,
LBD has climbed to third. Dana's BFF.
I don't know how I missed that one.
Matthew has joined in. Awesome. So, for those of you that were there, Eric, what were you? Oh wait, you're in the game, right? Yeah, he's in the game. Victor's still in first. LBD in second. The man's here in third.
Really? I'm going to miss the same question twice. Yep. I did. I missed the same question twice.
I hate it when that happens.
It was the stupid how much money did Titanic make? I got it.
Nope, LBD's taking over first again. Victor in second, the man's here in third, Anton in fourth, Ross in fifth, Johnson tied for fifth, Scoops Christina in sixth, and Dana.
Boom! I'm done.
Oh, nice. On a streak there. 9 streak.
Whew.
And anyone topple down LBD? Victor. Oh no, he's done. Or can the man's here or someone get a double Jeopardy? Mr. Johnson's going up.
Yeah, he's the main one I was worried about. There you go, Victor.
Oh my god.
I was trying not to listen to where he was at while I was playing.
So again, if you're just listening or just paying attention, the top 3 will be added names. Since you were my first top 3 winners, officially top 3 winners, you will be.
Stupid Titanic question.
I wasn't
You know
listening. I would have answered way more thoughtfully.
A flocked low picks.
Oh, okay, never mind. I don't care about that.
Here.
You care when it comes to getting rid of it.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Kenneth, tonight is one word. The same. Drives me crazy when I see it spelled. with different words.
I think that's why he does it on purpose.
Matthew an opportunity here.
No, it doesn't.
It's been a while since I won a quiz that wasn't mine. I was close. I got that Titanic one right. The one I got wrong first was the Gladiator one, and I got a couple wrong. I don't remember.
Yeah. I got a
No, I
lot.
got the stupid Titanic question wrong twice.
So did I.
I got it right the first time. I didn't have to worry about the second time.
Hey, Christina.
I got it right on the redemption.
Hey,
the
Dana.
one. Dana.
And this
How are you?
and the first one.
Dana says stranger danger.
Speaking of Stranger, when is Stranger Things next season coming out?
I don't give a shit.
It's been delayed.
Next year.
You know what's been delayed that I actually care about because the creators.
Everything.
No, this is actually not because of COVID. This is because the Netflix went back on their word about creative control with the creators of Avatar, and so the creators of Avatar, just like the movie, when they made the movie, they walked away. They were gonna do a live action Avatar adaptation for Netflix.
Oh yeah, that's true. Did that fall through?
It was in the process of being made, and then Netflix started butting in with the creators again.
Are they still playing?
Not a tease.
It's over.
It's done.
So, what was the toughest question?
Let's see what the toughest question was.
Other than the Titanic grossing thing.
How many Oscars did Jurassic Park win? It was 3.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one, too.
Yeah, I literally got that one right on a fluke because I thought it was gonna say how many Jurassic Park movies were there, so I picked 3. So I got that one right on a fluke.
Toy Story was the first 3D movie from which studio? Pixar. First full animated movie. 22.1 billion. This is second.
Why?
Big.
Because they got an Oscar for each.
Yeah.
I don't remember 3.
Well, now it's the third.
I think I guessed 2.48 million or billion each time.
What Oscar did this win? Best Picture. It won a few, but Best Picture out of the list here. Gladiator.
I love that movie. I have the Funko Shop exclusive up there.
What James Bond in Casino Royale in 2006. It's Daniel Craig.
Okay, are there any James Bond pops?
Yes, there's
Yeah.
a shit ton of them.
Really?
There's
Yeah.
a shit ton of James Bond.
I've never seen any of them.
Yeah, they got quite a few.
You can't really tell the difference. The villains are the ones that actually look different.
Yeah.
The name of the place shown in Avatar is Pandora.
See, I got that one wrong.
Do they have the guy from Moonraker, that the Jaws guy? Do they have a pop for him?
I don't know, dude.
That would be so sweet. Sorry.
Mr. Johnson, Jim Brzezinski. Yeah, just enough that's not going to get me in trouble. That's all.
But did I swear?
Baby
No,
Carlos.
not you.
Oh.
You're fine. Mr. John and the Juice Crew is someone I know, so let me not use his name.
Holy cow! I thought it was 4 or
Mr.
something.
Johnson. So Carlos is the name of the nickname that Alan gives to the baby from The Hangover.
I only remember that from the Funko Pop.
Baby Carlos.
Baby
Yeah.
Carlos.
That
Not at the
Funko Pop
table,
is
Carlos.
expensive.
It is.
Not at the table, Carlos. Who is the director of the movie Inglourious Bastards? That is Quentin Tarantino.
Language.
You could take away.
You could say that. That's fine. That's okay. The
You could
cursing isn't so much. It's the stuff that can be said in Quiplash is the only thing that I'm concerned about. But
Yeah.
language here on this. I don't
This
really-
actually blew me away.
Yes. How many movies did Marvel release before Avengers Endgame? It's actually 21. Not counting. Remember, Endgame was 22, and then 23 was Far From Home. Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah.
You know that I was gonna say something and I completely.
So my first thing that is Victor Hugo, and who is the man is here? Can you identify yourself? Because you three are my first. You three are my first winners.
Oh, I got 6.
And there I dropped my Two-Face coin.
Hmm.
So
Would it land on
LBD. What do you take a wild guess?
head?
Now, well, they're both heads. It's a two-face coin, so scratched heads or regular heads.
It's head.
What's up, Matthew?
What'd you say, Ross?
I just said heads. Either
No,
way,
Either way,
I'm not going to specify. Just head.
it's
It's not-
scratched heads.
It's non-binary head.
Yep, that's what I said.
It's scratched head. Wait, who is the man is here? You have to identify yourself.
Wow.
What is
I thought that was Leia.
You mean Leah?
Leah, sorry.
She's
Loda. I thought that was Loda.
she's
Are we
making,
done?
she's making a noise, but it's not that one. She's making the.
Okay.
I just need to know who the man is here. Otherwise, it's dead.
Yeah, the
It
man
kinda
is
sounds
here.
like her a little bit. When she
Yeah.
like pops up over your shoulder and says hi to Mitch.
What are we doing the quiz?
She loves Mitch, Dana, Dead Zone. That's like her favorite. That's like her top 3 right now.
All right, so that's done.
But you gotta understand, me and Mitch talk like almost every day.
Yeah, I know.
And then Dana started calling me, and with Dead Zone, we all spend time with Dead Zone.
That's true.
All
All
right.
right.
There.
You can take it from here. With,
Oh, Andrew.
you're ready.
Andrew's
Ross.
the other one.
This next game is going to be from Quiplash. Now, people remember, my friends played Quiplash on the, we played it
All right,
on,
I sent it to you, Robert.
perfect. We played it on PS4, but here we go.
This game is, if you're not familiar with Quiplash and
Go
you
ahead.
played games before in a group setting, this is like Cards Against Humanity.
Mhm.
Where's the link? Is it in the? Oh,
Robert, go over the rules.
So basically, what I hold them as, guys, just don't go too crazy with it. Have fun, but don't go too crazy with inappropriate, things. We don't want to get hit the way that Eric got hit, with Quiplash. But try to keep it, as close to family friendly as possible. Be clever. That just forces you to all become clever. I don't want anything that could come back and be bad.
So I know Chucky's Eric, so
you posted the thing already.
Yeah, so go to jackbox.tv on the device, hit enter, and it's going to ask you for a code, and the code is GFTS. You see it right there on your screen in white. That's GFTS.
French fry. And we have Anton.
Get another person there, and then anyone else who joins
We can
in.
make plug jokes.
Lappin?
We can make sprinkler jokes.
Yes.
Can we do plug and sprinkler jokes?
That's
Oh,
fine.
the first one, did you say blood?
Plug.
LVD's plug.
Just a quick shout out to everyone in the chat again. Dana, thank you for being here. Christina, thank you so much again for everything you do. Victor,
As long as the sprinkler jokes are funny.
Matthew, Kenneth.
Don't just pick the sprinkler answer because it has the word sprinkler in it. If it makes no sense, it's not funny, then don't
Just
pick.
be glad that we're not playing the t-shirt game.
I kind of wanted to play that,
I know.
but I need a stylo because I can't draw with my finger. It would have been bad.
So,
Yeah.
Victor,
All right.
now anyone else who joins at this point, you can be the audience.
Stylo.
Other than that, I would say start in another minute. So that way, if anyone wants to be an audience, you can still join in and vote on what the best answer is. Basically,
Well-
essentially, Ross explained it well. It's
And by being in the audience, you can figure out how to play and just kind of watch a little bit. And
Yeah, and your vote matters because sometimes you'll tip the vote. You'll tip the vote to one side or the other, and that person will get the points.
Yeah. And I can-
Also, they can join. The audience could join at any time. It doesn't have to be not just now. There you go.
we have an audience.
So, like, you can join the audience at any time just by going Jackbox TV and putting that code, and the code will always be in the top corner.
So we'll start in another minute. I don't know. I don't hear sound that I can say, but you'll get a question. Here we go. 3, 2.
all right, here we go.
I am so excited to not be able to swear and use really vulgar language. It was interesting.
Of course, you are, Ross.
It's it's a challenge.
Again, you're basically there's 3 rounds. This first round, you're gonna get questions that you fill in the blank and be as clever and as witty as possible, while being as close to family friendly as possible. Dude.
And you want to say the thing that you think everybody else is going to think is the best thing that you could have said.
And then everyone votes on the best answer, and may the most clever person win and the wittiest person win.
Witty. Huh. I still haven't rearranged my pulp.
Sorry. And I'm putting this answer in right now and laughing, but then I know somebody's going to say some dumb sprinkler thing, and they're going to win.
No, well, you gotta remember. You gotta also remember that we're talking about some people who don't know about all that stuff.
We love you, Ross.
Okay.
We do love you, Ross.
And then this one's going to show my age.
My answer. So I'm in. You guys have 40 seconds to answer your particular questions and fill in the blanks, and then we'll vote on the
Well,
best.
at least they're clean, Ross. At least they're clean.
They are clean. They are super clean. Cleanest.
Listen, as long as the other thing I'm okay with is if you could come up with something very clever where you're not being like completely vulgar, but you got to make people think, and then it's vulgar. I don't care about that. But as long as it's not flat out, like you have to really think and then be like, oh, I get it. Innuendos, clever innuendo, not cheap.
Just remember, Ross, we couldn't make fun of you if we didn't love you.
Yeah.
3 people didn't finish.
Come on, people.
First draft, move on. Actually, my dear, I just pooped my pants. Lost my sprinkler. Now you vote on the best answer. You guys have 10 seconds. Yeah. Matt blanked on one. Let's see who the winner is.
It's hard, man. You really got to think
Yeah.
when you got to keep it clean.
When you're on the spot. I just pooped my pants.
Oh, it didn't work. See,
Like that's okay.
Ross, you're supposed to keep it clean.
That's clean.
No,
You're
that's
supposed-
fine. That's okay.
You dirtied your pants.
Oh, the one job robots never take from humans: identifying semaphores. You know.
That's funny.
Every time I look at the answer, I laugh.
Anton and Victor, you're still.
You know.
You know.
Oh, look, that sometimes that could have went a whole different way.
Yeah.
Although I do gotta say that
The form of birth, sheepskin, or wired hanger in a latte.
No.
That's fine. See, that's clever. No. And mostly because that's me.
See, nobody said you couldn't get gory.
So there's a delay apparently.
No, there's always a delay.
50. It's a 50-50 split.
Yeah. There's always a delay between StreamYard and
What did Adam and Eve really do to get thrown out of the Garden of Eden? They broke the garden sprinkler. Oh, it's funny.
That's the best one by far. Like,
I don't know which one I like better.
I approve of this.
Well, what would make them get kicked out? So it makes more sense that they. Oh, another 50-50.
It's another tie. You see, it's hard.
No, that was great. That was spectacular.
A sign that you're slowly morphing into the U.S. President Jimmy Carter. You only eat peanut butter. Aging. So he was a peanut butter farmer.
I'm assuming this is the one that Matthew couldn't answer in time.
Yeah, Anton, that there is going to be a delay. I mean, there's not much we can do about it.
You just got to pay attention to your phone. Because there's like about a 10
on the
seconds
phone,
delay.
we'll tell
Yeah.
you.
Just look at your device.
It's always going to be like that no matter what we do.
By the way, Mr. Johnson and the Juice Crew is the one who created my logo. He's very good at
Oh, nice.
artwork. Good friend of mine. You should go way back. The weirdest gift you could give someone is a pillow, a wit 3 dog poo, or bed bugs.
What's a wit 3 dog poop?
Oh, a white dog poop?
I would have said a picture of a sprinkler.
Oh,
No, you could have just said a sprinkler on it.
wit and dog poop.
Imagine a sprinkler on a pillow.
Well, yeah, you could be sprinkling the lawn. You could have somebody out there sprinkle on a decoration on the pillow.
It's cold as hell. I gotta turn off
A lot colder here than us. A sign you may be a terrible baby. You left the sprinkler on the floor. Oh, no.
Yeah, that was Matthew. Because the other one was a safe quip.
Okay. That was the first round.
One of the best parts about this game is Eric's laughter at the actual questions themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, no way. How'd Ross get 100 ahead?
Because I rule.
Go, round 2. Make sure you guys answer these in time.
I can be funny
So
without
focus on your phone. Look at your phone. And once your phone says something, answer it as quick as possible.
Seriously?
We're still on that route, son.
Don't worry. So everyone should be answering. So try to get everyone in.
You know, like I'm answering these things like how I want them to be answered, and I know that people, like I just said, like no more sprinkler stuff. Not fair.
Two of you. There's two people. Answer
Next round, we'll do the plugs. We'll do LBD's plug.
Yes.
You know, the thing is, not everybody knows about the plug, but the sprinkler's been a thing for a couple of weeks now.
20 seconds, y'all.
You got 20 seconds to answer.
Hurry up, answer.
Well, technically, you have like 10 seconds.
I'm putting 10 seconds.
What's up, Mr. Johnson and the Juice Crew? I don't know. I didn't see you earlier, so I'm sure you've been here a while.
That's a good friend of mine. He's the one that drew the logo that I have, so I owe him a lot and a big thing.
I haven't been paying attention to anything. I've been totally focused.
But one person didn't get to finish. But let's see. The most common item in the lost and found box in hell: Ross's sprinkler and teeth.
This is so unfair to the people who don't know about Ross.
I know that they don't get ongoing joke. I don't even know where to begin to explain that.
It's really hard to explain. You just gotta come back and you'll find out. Trust me.
The man likes his lawn.
He likes it.
But I'm using it to my advantage now.
Yeah.
He says no more sprinkler jokes, and he writes one.
Well, yeah.
A weird thing to brag about a high school reunion. What have I been up to? Oh, just a little thing called blank. Sprinkling the seed.
What's the seed?
I think it's meant to be seed, but
Yeah, I was trying to get through everything quick.
Okay.
a good name for a roller derby team composed of nuns. Bad habits.
Oh,
None of your bitch.
wait.
That's actually funny.
Yeah, I need to answer that one.
That's actually clever. See? It forces you to be witty when you have to keep it clean. But,
I mean, bitching's kind of a bad word.
nah, I don't care about that. It's in the Bible.
No.
As we go, there'll be certain things that I'm like, okay, that's okay to say.
Darn you, French fry.
What happens if you eat too many hot dogs? You shit for lungs. You are Kim Kardashian.
No. What? That doesn't make any sense.
Oh yeah, it does.
Okay, well, I don't follow the Kardashians. No.
I know you don't need to follow them to know that. Oh, and he still lost. Oh wait, no.
Oh,
By one. By one.
Wow.
even though Matthew swore.
Weird end of date proposal. How would you like to come back to my place and? Oh my God, I can imagine.
How would you like to come back to my place and water my lawn?
Move my sprinkler.
That's better than
Man, you were like head competition in quizzes. What's going on with you?
Bruh. And I'm defined in a cave painting, adult cave paintings. The voice lawyer ad.
Those are both good.
Dude, imagine if the answer was 8675309.
That would have been a good one.
Yeah.
Although not everybody would get it, because remember we're talking about his students are in here.
Former. I don't allow
I think that song has come up plenty of times for somebody to know what that is.
You'd be surprised how many people don't know.
8675309.
something that should never have a chocolate filling. Oh my God. I can imagine pizza.
Oh.
Man.
Holy. I don't know.
Yeah.
My initial reaction was like that, and then I was like, well, maybe the other thing.
Hey, you can have a dessert pizza.
I was not talking about, like, shh, quit giving it away.
Of course, it's Matthew.
Man thing. Here we go. The worst title for a rap song.
Oh.
No Lives Matter.
I don't know. Those are both good. That's hard.
Oh, sprinkle me long all night long.
If it was sprinkle my lawn all night long, I would have picked No Lives Matter. But since it was sprinkle me lawn,
Are we at round 3? Let's see who is
I was thinking, oh, love me long time.
the front.
It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a rough third round because I thought I was lower than that.
It's the last round.
Bro.
Everyone gets the same theme and topic. You got to pick the most clever.
Mr. Johnson.
What did he say?
oh, come up with the
Full name.
well.
Oh man. You know what, guys? This last one you can have fun with. Go. No restrictions on this last one.
Really?
Yeah, that's fine.
Fingers.
Okay. There we go.
I was trying to be clean.
I was not at all.
I lifted the restriction on the last one.
The problem is you probably did it a little bit late for everybody else to
They're
get that.
probably like, "Oh, you bastard!"
I went all out on making.
What is it? Shove his-
What the hell? Okay, well, I thought I said something bad, but holy
I was supposed to be clean.
The last one, yeah, it's all right. The last one is you say the second I hit submit.
wow. What's wrong with you guys?
Sweet female feeling.
Yes.
Sodomizing fun frat.
What the hell? That's so bad.
Look, there's no avoiding that last one.
Damn. Ah,
French fry. Did she sneak in and win?
I don't know. Remember where she was at.
Good eye check. Yeah,
Nah, I think she was too low to win. I think.
Oh,
Yeah, Ross.
Away with it, but that was good, man.
nice.
Now, wait, if we go up to the chat, I think somewhere down the road, Ross said he was going to do what? He was going to mop? It's only because Ross couldn't do the dirty version.
I never said anything about. Oh, I said I could probably win, but you know, I didn't know you were going to cheat. Just kidding. I dialed it in there at the end.
we can do another round. I'm gonna take the stream till midnight and then probably end it then. But
I don't know. I think we might need to. I think we might need to go on somebody else's stream because I have a really hard time not.
Come on, Robert. Come on, Robert. Okay, let me
last
see.
one, yeah. So okay, here's what we'll do. It's fine. Last one is
Okay, do we need so is there going to be people in the audience are now going to want to play, so we'll give it an opportunity for new players?
yes.
Okay.
And then, if we can just emphasize adult only now.
So
So
here we go. So I'm going to put new players.
I don't have any problem not swearing.
no, that's fine.
And can we do like a thing like no sprinkler thing?
Yeah, no. Yeah, let's get clever. No sprinkler, and now it's adult stream only. And
Creative.
this last one you can have fun, but be creative. You're right.
Oops, what happened here? So reset. I think you're controlling the game now, Ross, just so you know.
Why?
Yeah, Ross, because you got in before me. So,
I don't want to do that.
well, it's all right. It's not a big deal. It just means you just push play when all the players are in.
Yeah, we'll tell you when to hit.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So feel free to join, people.
Yikes. Okay, well, I'm going to run outside and see if my house is burning yet.
CNYT.
For those who are just tuning in, you can join in on this game called Jackbox.tv.
What's up, Kenneth Bird?
How you doing, Kenneth?
Anton, you can still probably get in there, bud.
Yeah, you can probably still in there, Anton. Definitely space left.
Well, where's LBD?
I was just giving a chance to see who else wanted to join in.
Oh,
Because if that last spot doesn't get taken, I'll take it.
Eric, I'm adding you on for winning onto one of the first wheels.
do I go on a wheel, Robert?
Yes. So you win first. And whoever gets first in this one, too.
All right, so Ross is in charge and he left.
Let's give some time for people to join in on the audience. So if you want,
He saw the bat signal. You gotta ask him on his sprinkler. Does it have a time device? So when it has to be watered, does it set up a bat signal?
So guys, before we start, you guys be clever. Try to not do sprinkler jokes because they're already, that was getting old already. You can have fun with this one. There's no restrictions on this one.
You guys,
besides being clever, try to be witty and clever.
it smells amazing outside, but it's at the consequence of something burning.
Anton, no holding back this time. This one,
Did you take a picture?
We already put a disclaimer here. If
right.
modding can put
Ross,
disclaimer now.
You're the VIP, so you have to push start.
I know, I'm ready.
All right.
Boom, here we go.
If someone could just write adult only right now. So here we go. Pay attention to your phones as we do this, because those of you who have a delay or anything, just.
So Anton wants to know, no holding back?
Yes, that's correct.
Say what you want, as long as it doesn't involve a sprinkler.
Yeah. Correct.
Or a girl in the basement.
Good call, because
This is the first thing that popped into my head, and I apologize. What?
okay.
Oh my Lord.
Now when I have a hard time with it, perfect thing to yell to make a Pee-wee basketball player miss a free throw.
I mean, it's not necessarily adult only. It's just kids beware.
Yeah.
Perfect thing to yell to make a Pee-wee basketball player miss a free throw.
It's mostly adults, so guys, there are 20 seconds, so Make sure that you get in on this before. Answer your questions. There's 2 people that need to finish on time. One more. Come on.
Man,
Yellow.
I wish I had that one question back. It
There
was
we
kind of
go.
hard.
Johnson, here we. This should be interesting. Let's see. Round 1. What keeps Adam Sandler making movies? It ain't talent, that's for sure.
Oh, come on.
I knew someone would say David Spade.
I don't agree with either of those answers.
Well, you didn't get to pick, Ross.
I know.
It ain't talent, that's for sure.
Get in the hole, Paul.
It's your home.
Here we go. This next one. The worst thing to say in a marriage proposal. I marry your sister. Your mom was greater, but I think you're better.
What?
Wow. Wow.
Your mom was great, but I think you're better. Will you marry me?
Yeah, I would have chose that one too. Jeez.
Oh, French fry. Playing dirty.
Yeah, that's playing real dirty. Like, keep it in the family dirty.
Super quiplash.
Yes. What my
Sometimes Deadpool wishes
I had a hard time with
wear
this
such
one,
a
damn it.
skin-tight latex suit and instead wore raw leather. He went commando ninja style.
All right.
I may have gone a little too far, Mr. Oh, here we go. This should be interesting. Although Mr. Johnson in the Juice Crew is very witty. I give him that. So Lord knows what he's going to say in his upcoming ones. The next way airlines will probably try to save money. Complimentary COVID blanket, making poo into food.
It's called fertilizer, guys.
You're all right, Mr. Johnson. You're all right. We've had them a lot worse.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, it gets really bad.
Really bad.
Yeah, it does.
I've seen.
Like this is not even.
To give a restaurant a 0-star review. Lack of I think I know who's getting this.
You see, and that's still not the worst.
I don't know.
Oh, between those two, and
That was a good one though too, Anton.
that was the perfect thing to yell to make a pee-wee basketball player. Is the free.
I didn't pick both. I didn't pick the right word. My thumb hit the wrong way. I totally would have
Wins
picked.
by one. It's totally on you. No.
I totally would have picked look tits.
He's a pee-wee player.
Exactly.
Hey, short shit.
A good punishment for an unruly child is simply to look at him in the eye and tell him,
You have to go.
"Oh,
You
shoot,
have to go.
you should have been shot in the sink."
That's a good one. That's
Another name for puberty is
Lang time.
Sprinkle the lawn.
This kind of the same thing, except that one's an action and one's just a boner.
Which one's the action?
Spanking the monkey.
Because
come on.
one you have to have to get the action.
Yeah.
If they would have said anything other than spank the monkey, I would have won. If they would have said like horny time,
Spank the sprinkler.
you can't say sprinkler.
French fries in first.
All right. Winkler.
Round two.
Oh.
Hmm.
You know, I'm
30 seconds, guys.
I've violated my own rule. I couldn't think of anything.
Hey, all right, Chris. Chris, did you bring donuts? Go get us some curly fries.
K&L, you're more than welcome to jump in. Welcome. Hello, Kenneth. The worst thing to write in the tip section of the check.
Nah.
I like both. Yeah.
Next to the,
You know what? Nah would have won pre-COVID, I think.
yeah,
On
just nah. Just not giving it.
Ross couldn't vote. Negative Ghost Rider.
Nah would have won pre-COVID for sure.
I voted.
The first thing the ugly duckling did after turning into a beautiful swan.
I voted. Whoa!
Where's Ross?
How did they put that? I was here when they put that question in.
That's even funny.
They have.
Now join if you'd like. I sent the link.
They can see the future.
I guess. Wow.
Chris, there's no donuts. I really like the sprinkled ones.
Oh, the ones that's been sprinklered? I have no idea.
A word that shouldn't come before jerky.
LBD jerky. That's a word, child jerky, schmegma. Hey, I've seen that word before.
Yeah, it's
Ross, duplicating your words.
Do you guys know what schmegma is?
I do.
You don't want schmegma. You don't want schmegma jerky.
yeah.
Is it?
I think they took it jerky in another way.
A creature you
Either
should
way.
in the carousel. Man, bear, pig, or Karen.
I don't even know what a fucking Karen is, but that's hilarious.
The mystery boxes.
Wait, how many people ended up getting the tall man the mystery boxes here?
I did.
I did.
I did. Nice.
I think I got the very first one. So doesn't that mean I get a hat?
Yeah,
Awesome.
you
The
have to
first
give yours away.
the worst thing a lifeguard could announce to nearby swimmers.
I don't want my hat. I'm giving it away. I want to pick both. Okay, I got to pick that one.
TV, tablet, and phone. So, Chris, you got to give up one of your lives and then play the game.
I can't swim.
Warning: never put blank into a crock pot. Wow.
That's so chicken.
Come on.
That's terrible.
That's horrible.
That's horrible.
I love chicken, man.
Yeah, me too.
Wow, it's almost like on the spot. But again, everyone picked it.
That's because this chicken's too good to be put in a crock pot. Unless you're gonna make chicken tacos, you're gonna shred the chicken.
My angry cat.
You don't have to do a cam to play the game, Chris.
Make up a name that probably no one in this area have. Cum Chumpster and Alpha.
Quam Chumpster. I don't
Chris, you could play the game. You don't need a cam to play the game. It's not cam qualified. It's not cam action.
No, I think he was talking about because Mach sent him the
Oh yeah, to join in.
link to join in.
A weird thing for a president to announce. I did not have blank with that woman.
Hey, I thought we couldn't use that word, Ross. No fair, Ross.
And it's Ross.
You cheated, Ross.
I said during this question, I'm like, okay, I'm amending the rule on this one. I blanked. I had a couple things going through my head, and I was like, no. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to win this round.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that, Anton. You're sliding in second, brother.
I'm in sixth place. There's no way I win.
Chris said Ross's favorite concept.
Everyone gets the same prompt.
If it was really close, I would have just left it blank.
Acronym.
I didn't have a chance. I was like, okay, I'm putting sprinkler in.
Come up with a full name for the acronym LIO.
Oh. How much time we got? 34 seconds? If I put an exclamation point at the end, that changes everything. Okay, I don't have a chance of winning this one. It's clever, but not funny.
One more. LIO. Little Italian notion. We can let's introduce. Oh my God, Little Itch Otter.
Oh, I like that one. A little Italian orgies. I didn't even see that one. Nervous. Lick it out. That reminded me of a Kiss song.
Lick it out. What?
Instead
I
of
wonder
lick-
what happens when people put the same answers.
No, what do you do that?
Oh, nice.
Anton. Nice.
Out at the end.
Coming
Anton,
through, Anton.
Your mom was great, but I think you're better.
Anton, that puts you on the wheel for the end of the month for a chance to win a shared sticker. Flocked Vulpix.
Actually, Chris, ice cream melts quicker than a snow cone.
Good job, Anton.
Yeah, because water has a higher melting point than milk or cream. Oh, I think I can reset it again.
Yeah, you can.
Boom.
By the way, Macho, you know you passed your hour, your
Yeah, I
12
know the whole 12 thing.
Hey, you need the watch hours, Robert.
Yeah, I do. So I'll just keep it going. I definitely want to stop at 3 hours, the latest.
Yeah, let's okay, so how did you
Matthew, thank you
HTRTW.
again. I appreciate you supporting and for being here. Have a good night, Matt.
Get in the game, Chris. Don't be snibbling.
Another round. Yeah, let's put that disclaimer in there. Adult. Adult only.
It's
Adult.
it's like 100. Wait, I don't even know how hot it is right now. It's hot.
Adult Swim, everybody.
And there's fields burning. Shit's burning.
I was like, if we're playing and all of a sudden Ross comes back and he's like on fire.
No, if you guys like over here or over here, if you see like red shit, and I'm like, I'm gonna wait till the last second. Call 911.
Actually, when you were gone before and you had to start the game, part of me was like, if he comes back set on fire, I could just say like, hey Ross, can you just hit play?
Yeah, Anton. See, Anton's fun. He's hooked.
He's
Before you die, hit the play button.
Look, Ross, we got Anton hooked. He said it's a blast.
yeah, he's like,
It's the best game ever. I love it. I'd like to thank my family and God. Yet you're still wearing the. I've changed hoodies today. It's 68 degrees inside. I go outside and I die. I come inside and it's freezing.
hello all. Had to make my appearance.
Wow.
Better me than it.
We're waiting for
Come on,
3.
KNL, get in there.
Let's go all. Join in.
Quit complaining how hot it is and just get in the game.
Hey.
HTRJ.
Just be like LBD. Just take your shirt off.
Yeah.
That's true. And remember, just because it's hot, it's just getting us used to hell. Getting us.
Anton, you won the last game. You got to get back in there.
Oh, Anton's not in? Oh, he's too busy being excited.
And remember, folks, just because it fits in your mouth doesn't mean it belongs there.
Yeah, it does.
Charlie, you better help Robert out with his answers.
Oh, I will. Trust me, I'm the one that gives him the crazy one.
Yeah, this is going to be the last game for me. I'm hungry. I'm
Yeah, I'm
excited.
Hey, Mr. Johnson, let's go.
There's Anton.
What?
Hey, Mr. Johnson's in. Okay.
Uno mas.
One more, Chris. Let's go, K now.
Jump
All you got to
in.
do is answer a question.
Just got to type something in. You could put in the word. You could put the answer poop every time, and you have like a 30% chance of getting the best answer.
That is true.
Or poop or like boob.
Or schmegma.
No, Schmegma is very specific.
I think because most people don't know what it is, but there are those of us that do, and it's like, oh dear lord. Oh, there we go. We got K now.
There he is.
Anyone else joining HTRJ?
Yeah, K now.
Yeah, we got to let the audience have a chance to join.
Yeah. This is the last game.
We'll give it till the clock ticks to 16, and then I'll start. It's at 15 right now, by the way.
And it's now at 16.
Oh, there we go. Everybody's in. Boom. Let's go.
3, 2, 1. Quiplash. Again, pay attention to your phones.
You guys need to make that sound from now on. Yeah. When he says quiplash, you got to be like.
Quiplash. Adult only.
No sprinklers unless I say so.
No, you cheated last time.
I didn't have a chance to win anyway, so it didn't matter.
Don't listen to Ross.
Okay, what's up? Drop some knowledge on me, buddy. No? Oh. Uh-oh. Well, there you go. That's actually a very true answer.
Look at that.
See, you know, it's right when your gut blocks your view. Yeah, Chris, better late than never. You're in. Now don't just put nothing. Make it funny.
Oh my gosh. If that answer went through, I'm in big trouble.
If you want to survive prison, walk up to the scariest prisoner and show your entire. I don't know why that reminded me of
Prison Charlie.
Tommy.
I totally thought that I was going to lose that one. I like the other question answer.
Somebody that works at a prison gets a prison question.
Yeah. Oh.
The best part about being an 800s fur trapper.
Oh man. Okay, I'll pick that one.
Yeah, that's hard because they went the same route.
Yeah.
I have a feeling this is gonna be like some of your alumni.
Yeah.
There you go. See, I knew it.
By what? Nice.
Who sprinkles? Is that you?
Me.
It's you. Yeah.
What lobster?
Oh, come on, man. No.
That's got to be Ross's answer.
No, that was not my. I would have said something way better than that. It would have involved a sprinkler. So it's bad.
I like that one, LB.
Yeah.
K&L, you've never played this game before, huh? Have you ever played Cards Against Humanity?
You just make up. You just complete you just complete the sentences.
You make up weird, crazy answers that you think people will vote as the funniest thing or the best answer.
What the California raisins do for
You're just filling in the blanks.
You can swear. You can. I mean, you don't have to swear, but apparently people like it when you do.
the question the Riddler asked on the first date.
Did Ross get this question?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figures. I thought that was Ross. I had to go with that one because it said riddle me this.
A weird way to keep your ear.
Oh. What the hell? What? I don't even know. Like both of them, I want to pick.
Oh man.
I overthought it. I never picked.
You
All
jack.
sacks.
You know it's time to lose weight when your gut blocks your view of your
Dolly Parton.
sprinkling the lawn. Your pee pee.
Well, we're not supposed to talk about that, but you know, one of those answers was way too obvious.
Split.
You did not say sprinkler.
I said sprinkling.
The most pointless thing to strap a gold.
Oh, hello. Oh. Okay, well, I don't even understand. I'm picking that one just because I don't.
So that one goes away. By one.
I like both of them, but I was just like, what? I don't even know what that means.
See, Wabasaurus, you created a monster with Anton.
What do you see? You're reteaching terrible things.
Well, and I think K&L is getting the gist of it. Like his second answer, way better than the first.
Here we go, round 2.
No, I thought we were going to round 3 already.
Open the pen up, K&L. Open the pen up.
Say some crazy fucking shit. Pardon my language.
Wrong thing to say after. Oh, I just read that. I just realized I'm reading that out loud.
Oh, bouncing. Jesus, I cannot believe I put those answers in there.
Yeah, I can't believe I put my answer in there.
I am ashamed of myself right now. In a really, really good way.
Oh,
Like the things that I said right there were sick. Just kidding. They were spectacular.
I
Batman.
have more time.
Batman would have said the exact same thing that I just said.
Well. Here we are.
No.
Very, very inappropriate things being said. Well, one person missed out. A bouncy castle is cool, but a bouncy blank is sad. I will be the face from here on out. Plausible deniability.
Yeah, nobody wants a bouncy hemorrhoid.
Oh, no. Those are bad. I had one once. Got away. Life Swamp is a much better show than Blank Swamp.
You spelled Schmegma wrong. I'll still fix it though.
SH.
Schmegma. The pronunciation is just as gross as the connotation.
Yes.
Nice, Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson and the worst topping to put on a cake.
Oh, there's so many of them. Whoa. I mean,
Awesome.
rice is pretty bad too, but eek.
That's bad.
I clicked the wrong one by accident.
KNL, you're getting the
Now I know why K&L you can't cook in the kitchen.
hang. You're too literal, buddy.
The wrong
Oh.
thing to say after
Oh, why did I get this one?
you smell.
So bad.
They're both good. It was just,
That was really good.
That was awesome.
One trick to pull with your identical twin is to switch places during.
What the fuck?
Only one makes sense, but
Does it though? Oh, I got two people that are intelligent. Just kidding. You're all intelligent. It's in the wrong way.
the most inappropriate song to be air drumming.
Oh. Oh.
aw. So, Mr. Johnson, if you can't think of something, it's always good to go to safety.
Oh yeah, the safety option. The worst thing to blurt out when watching a movie. Man. Mom, is that you?
That looks like you guys. Oh.
Mom, is that you? Clearly, Charlie's writing these answers.
I am.
Yeah, KML, you need to think outside of the box.
Don't talk to me before I've had my coffee, and don't touch me until I've had mine. You're welcome.
I mean, this is just going to show a different perspective of sense of humor. Because one of them is hilarious to me. Yeah. I like redundancy.
I'm ashamed of you, Ross.
Why? Don't
To the
talk
last
to my fucking coffee until I've had my fucking coffee. That's hilarious to me.
Goddard and first.
Are we gonna get
Last
a non?
round.
Please no, fill in the letters. Please no, fill in the letters.
Here we go.
Yes.
Comic Lash. Where to? Complete the comic.
Oh, okay. I almost did the backspace enter thing.
That was
Again, I apologize. I hope I don't win with this answer.
two more. No, 2 seconds.
Damn it. I wanted to reword it.
Come on, man. People love me.
Ross, the fact that there's so many, you know what? And nobody's mentioned your basement till now.
I don't even have a basement. It's the weird thing.
That we know of.
Ugh.
He's got a secret panel.
I do have a well.
A well.
I don't have a well. Oh,
French fry.
French fry is kicking ass.
Sorry, Chris. It's all in fun. Gives you an idea now.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Ooh, dang. French fry was close.
Holy crap! Really?
Last game. Yeah. Can you smell the whole?
But she goes on the wheel because
Oh, that was the one that, like, that one. Okay, Chris. The thing is, you can't take.
can you smell? Can
You
you
can't,
smell
right?
my Holy Spirit?
Yeah, you can't answer seriously. You have to be vulgar and creative and think of a ridiculous, humorous thing that somebody
Who
like,
came-
oh my gosh,
Eric,
that's
Eric, who came after me?
What happened?
Who came after me?
It was Christina Payne. French
Okay.
fry.
Awesome.
I think she's French fry. Yeah. Dana.
Zip.
Or wait, French fry is Christina Payne.
French fry or Anton. Anton, both of them did really good.
Anton won the other one.
I have Anton on the list already.
I don't want to be on the list for a winner thing. That's for other people.
All right, so that you said that was it, right, Ross? We're gonna do another one.
I can start another one if you guys want, but or you guys can.
No, I think that's it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
still have the power, but I think I'm done. I'm hungry. I kind of want to eat some food.
So, guys, I want to, we'll bring us to the end here, but I want to thank you guys for coming on and joining me on what's officially my second stream. At least I got it in right before the end of the week. I wanted to get at least one in a week. I'm going to have another one. I'll start off Those of you who are just tuning in again, look up that movie, A Trip to the Moon, color version, Manor of the Devil. Check out the movie Hugo. It'll be on the quiz. Check out my earlier part of this video to get the lesson that we'll quiz you on. If you do well, you'll be added to that wheel. But a big shout out to all those people who stood out and stood up with us till late. Big thank you to Christina, of course, as always, for helping us in the chat. Modding, LBD, thank you so much. Eric, two boys and their pops, and of course Ross, got her pops. How do you say that? Got pops.
Godier.
Goodyear.
Goodyear.
No, Godier.
Goodyear tires.
But a big thank you, guys. Please make sure you hit the ding dong, right? Is it they're calling it? Hit the ding dong.
Hit the ding dong. Become a ding dong.
I've never heard that before, but good luck with that.
Before I go,
well, because it's the bell.
I know,
ding
but
dong, ding dong.
LBD, do you have anything you want to put out there?
No, man. I'm just hoping we can get that live or whatever. Hopefully, we get that done this week.
Yeah, we'll do it live. We're gonna do a pop hunt. LBD and I will be traveling, so stay tuned. We might actually end up making that an Instagram live that we'll do. So stay tuned, and we'll probably do a collaboration on the Godzilla and King Kong next.
You should do a pop hunt over here. You should come out this direction.
Trust me, I would love to go over there.
And then we'll head up to Yakima.
there's nothing up here.
We all gotta open boxes at Dead Zone's house. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we should all collect in Arizona. There's nothing in Yakima. There's no pops. The Target that I have gets 2 of the exclusive.
Ross, do you have anything you want to put out there?
Good night, Christina.
Besides the fact that I love you guys and I am so happy to have met you and have made friends with all of you. No, fuck you. This is awesome. I love hanging out with you guys.
You like everyone but the clown. I think we could agree with that, right?
The clown is it's not attractive.
How many more days of your vacation, Ross?
I got 3 more days, 3 full days.
And I would love to do that.
I still have a ton of stuff coming in, and a lot of them are things for my collection and not mystery boxes. So that's awesome.
You know what, Robert? We could probably do when we get that tall man box. We could probably set it up where I know Ross got one. We can probably just have an. Can't really do a box battle, but you can do an open box opening.
That's true.
You could do a box battle if you look up what the signature goes for.
No.
Oh, would you? You think you'd be able to? Yeah. Well, I mean, but what about if it's a autograph and stuff? You think that would show up?
Yeah, no, that's gonna be too hard.
I mean, you could always just do the pop, I guess, and you could always estimate what the autograph might be. But
well, you got time to figure it out. There's time.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is too, somebody might get 2 pops.
Did anybody get the J Navo Toys mystery box that dropped also?
No, I forgot.
Okay.
But see, the thing is I'm not really. I mean, I'm not very. I wanted to know what the top hits were kind of before I was gonna look at that. And so, I mean, that was the thing. I know you said the Eisen. Yeah. I just didn't want to make sure, I mean, if I start buying a mystery box, I wanted to make sure, okay, is it going to be something I really, really, truly, truly want?
I think these will be really good, these boxes. They looked interesting.
Well, I mean, with the tall man boxes, I mean, you're getting something that's autographed, right? You're getting autographed.
I got an autograph with a picture on it. Hopefully I get one.
If I got some of those autographed Eddie Munster stuff, I would just be so blown away. That would be beyond happiness for me.
So you were a big Munster fan growing up?
I watched them every day after school.
Yeah, I love the Munsters too. That was another thing. That I want. Eventually, I'm going to talk about the Addams Family and the Munsters, and also meeting John Aston.
Yeah, see, I never watched the Addams Family. It was always the Munsters. I watched the Munsters all the time, every day after school. Munsters,
I love Grandpa.
You remember? Do you remember their address? Do you remember the address to their house?
No.
1313 Mockingbird Lane.
1313 Mockingbird Lane.
When I saw the Eddie Munster holding the little werewolf doll,
Yeah.
that memory triggered. I was like, oh my gosh, yes, he had a werewolf doll. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They I mean, if you look at them, the Munsters and the Addams family, and like, I mean, I really enjoyed the Munsters, a lot more from that standpoint. It's a show that I remember, being able to watch. It was just I don't know, the Addams family was okay, but it didn't really like stick with me like the Munsters did.
Mm. Oh, so I would just want to do another shout out to
All right,
Mr.
Chris.
Johnson and the Juice Crew for supporting again and again the amazing artwork he did for my logo, and of course Anton, one of my first students 10 years ago. Over 10 years, he's come back to support.
Yeah, he's gonna be like bugging you now. He's gonna be like, hey, can we play that Jackbox game?
Anton and Mr. Johnson.
Oh, there's more.
You guys are welcome to join in anytime, and also if you want to come on, if you're brave enough to come on the panel, you're more than welcome to do that too. Eric, you want to put your plug and talk about any news on what the topic is for next Friday for the Scream stream, or sports talk?
Oh, is Christina? Is she still in here? Or I was gonna tell her because she's such a huge Dean Cain fan. He actually was in a scary horror movie.
Yeah, it was a campy one.
Yeah, I was thinking about like just not necessarily doing that as the main one, but I was like, just having a little one. But I don't. It's one of those things where coming off of the Dead Skeleton, just trying to like go back and refocus. I mean, obviously, with Killer Clowns on Our Space was good. The Dead Skeleton show. I mean, I never know also who.
We should go back and touch on the psychological part of dead silence, and then move on to the next topic. Just to make.
Well, yeah. Plus, too, I wanted to do the giveaways. So I wanted to double check with Dallas on that.
Christina's still here, just so you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Christina, Dean Cain is actually in a scary movie. So, I mean, I know a lot of times she's not really big on the horror, but she comes and supports for the Friday night. But Dean Cain is in a horror movie. So maybe on one of the streams, we can actually touch on that, as a intro or something when we're doing like a double movie. You know what I mean?
Brian.
But I mean, that's the only thing. I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of, I mean, usually things come to me. Like, when we said, okay, we're going to have the Dead Skeleton on there, and then you mentioned Dead Silence, and I was like, okay, because I asked him, what are some movies he likes? And he said, well, surprise me. And then so I was like, all right, well, and then when I was talking to Andrew Weeble, he also mentioned Dead Silence, and I was like, okay, so we got two of those, so let me go ahead and start researching a little bit more and refreshing back on that, and I was like, yeah, we can do this, like I mean, obviously with the the mannequin and everything in regards and the dolls, it was like, yeah,
Well, it is August, it is hot, and we are on the anniversary of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Is it really?
When it happened in August.
Oh, okay.
So something to think about. We can
in real life.
Well, the setting within the storyline.
Yeah.
Okay.
Happened in August, so and
well,
with, the heat and all, we can definitely do that.
Well, because I really want to, obviously October, obviously a big month, to do a lot of stuff. And I figured, so the other thing that I wanted to try to do was find some movies that we can actually kind of use and watch some video clips from that are YouTube free, that type of scenario. So, but yeah, I mean, we can have, I mean, there's so many choices to go with, I mean, absolutely. But I mean, it's just I'll have to research, you know, like you said with the chainsaw.
I can do it.
And actually, to be honest with you, I'm supposed to get a chase pop coming to me that's kind of in relation to that, but
Oh, awesome. I can
I
do the
don't-
quiz, and I know Texas Chainsaw. That's another one. The original I used in class as well, but I know enough to kind of make the quizzes and have all that set for you guys. So
well,
You guys-
yeah, Chris says he's down for chainsaw too.
I-
Yeah, I mean, I'll research it a little bit. You know, I don't know if I'd actually put him in the
really
big
focus on
October lineup.
the
Huh?
original. Is the main one. So
Right. Yeah. Oh, you mean you don't want to go with the Matthew McConaughey one?
you could if you want that, but I would say let's go for the original '74 one and the maybe the immediate two, but usually just really focus on that original because there's a
I-
lot to say about that, and then and some pictures I have too from it,
I
and
was
maybe
really surprised. I was really surprised.
the 2003 remake too would be that was pretty good too.
Yeah. No, I was really surprised with Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger doing the movie.
I like Renee's.
But,
We can find to your point about some of these these well not copyright free but the public domain films. I do know a few of them, and my coworker Christian is pretty good at knowing some of the films because we can show them. And then actually, one of them I wanted to do was House on Haunted Hill because I actually took the original script to House on Haunted Hill and turned it into a play that a few of the people that are in this chat right now were in.
well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, that's what I want to be able to do is make a list, compile a list that we can do. You know what I mean? And then be able to go off of it because it would give more ammunition, you know, in regards. And yeah, Jessica Biel, that's right. I forgot she was in that.
Yes.
So Dean Cain, Maneater, Abandoned, The Appearing, and The Incantation, and BOA. I think it was another one he was in too. But yeah, I mean, I definitely, you know, like I said, we can, you know, research that a little bit. You know, like I'll start a little bit more tomorrow or Tuesday
Yeah.
and get an idea.
I can do that. Texas Chainsaw Massacre right off the top of my head. Ed Gein and all that stuff I could talk about. But you know, it's time to bring this to the official end. There, LBD, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, buddy. I'm here. I was just looking at some stuff.
Oh, okay. I just want to bring us to the official end here. But I want to thank everyone again. As you guys said it already, a big thank you. Please, again, show your love and support to LBD, to obviously Ross, God Your Pops, my buddy Eric at Two Boys and Their Pops, to Christina, of
I
course.
would not know what to do if I got above 370 subs. So
And a big thank you for KNL. A big shout out, congratulations to your 500. Your 500 actually helped me get me to my 50, my first milestone. So,
And if you guys get a chance, go to some of these guys and sub. You know, if you check them out. You know, and you never know, you may enjoy the channels. You know, like I said, it's definitely, you know, why we're here. We support each other. You know, so like I said, you never know. Anytime during the week, what you're gonna get. You might get LBD with his shirt off, plugging his foot. You might get Ross out sprinkling the lawn. You just never know what you're gonna get. So that's why you got to tune in to find out.
And for those of you who have come in and supported, that came in for either our friends of mine or former students or co-workers, thank you for the love and support. Really go check these guys and gals out. You'll not be disappointed. They have great content. You know, as you know, I'm new to this community, which I owe a big thank you to everyone here on the screen. It will not disappoint you guys. Everything pop culture, everything pop figures, collectibles you'll enjoy. And again, you're more than welcome to get in touch with me so you can be on the next one. Again,
Robert, I have enjoyed every second I've spent with you from the very first time with LBD and the time that we did those quizzes together. Like, I think you're awesome. Like, you are so smart, and I like your profession. because that was something that I wanted to do. But I love interacting with you. You're awesome.
I try to keep it, we try to be a little different and try to use some personality. As LBD said, this is me. That's just how I am. I've always been crazy in a good way.
Thanks, Ross. Way to make me feel good. I appreciate it.
Well,
Eric,
I like to bring Charlie on, Pagliacci, and then there's a lot more characters that will be.
not always about you, Eric.
It's always about me, damn it.
No, it's always about me and my
Damn.
fucking sprinkler.
All right,
Well, that's
guys,
right. You are older.
I'm
Yeah.
out. All right.
We'll
All
come
right.
to the conclusion here, guys. Thank you so much. This is it. Have a good night, and remember, that's what's poppin'.
That's what's popping. Later.
See ya.